Now let's get down to business, my brothers and sisters. You know, first talking point to start this conversation off, you know, we got one simple thing that I want to mention that's going to let you see that all this stuff that y'all want to believe is not true is true. This one statement that I'm about to make is going to let you see the nightmares that you want to think is a bad dream is really happening. You know, them names you see on that paper is only a little bit of ink and a fake dog beside it. This statement, what I'm about to make, you know, is the proof in the pudding. It's the proof in the pudding. Now, what I want to say is, we know Cruz and David Tent were partners. We know Cruz and David Tent were partners. We know Cruz and David Tent went half on Grand Champion Yellow. Grand Champion Yellow, one of the best dogs in American Pit Bull Terrier history. Okay? Now, we got two partners that went half on a Grand Champion. Now, ask yourself, brothers and sisters of the dog community, why didn't Brother Cruz run the Yellow Dogs? Why didn't Brother Cruz run the Yellow Dogs at all? See, if you know about Cruz Rocky, then you know that came off the Red Boy Jocko stuff that didn't have any yellow in it. The old school stuff. See, if I'm partners with you and we went half on this dog, why wouldn't I have any dogs off that dog? Why wouldn't I run half my yard, if not the whole yard, off a dog that's a grand champion that I went half on?
And a register of merit.
Because my brothers and sisters, it's obvious. It's obvious. Mr. Cruz didn't want to be part of the shenanigans. Mr. Cruz didn't want to be part of the shenanigans. When David Tent called up Mr. Cruz, say, I got a problem. I got a problem. What's the problem, Tent? What's the problem? I say, what's the problem, Tent? Calm down. Tell me what the problem is. I came outside and Yellow's dead. I came outside, Yellow's dead, and I got all these people money. What am I going to do with it? What's send them their money back, Tent? I done spent it. I done spent it all. See, now ask yourself, if these stories ain't true about Tent, why don't you see Cruz with no yellow dogs? Cruz did not represent the yellow dogs. Cruz represent his line of Red Boy Jocko dogs. That old school Red Boy Jocko stuff that was coming down off that Cottonham stuff, that Rocky stuff, that Hughes Dusty and all that stuff. But yet I went half with my kennel partner on a grand champion, and I didn't run none of the dogs on my yard off that stuff because I knew what my kennel partner was doing. I knew, and I didn't want to be a part of that. So I didn't run my yard off that. And this go way back. This don't go just to the 2000s. This go way back. Mr. Cruz never ran that stuff because he always knew David Tent was a crook. And the whole time we wondering why they partners, why Cruz got these dogs over here. His dogs aren't as popular as David Tent dogs. Now everything is coming into play. Everything is coming into picture now. Cruz, no yellow dogs. Cruz, the honest man of the two. You know, the man who wanted to keep it about the dogs. When one man over here want to keep it about the money. Making so much money, he gets blinded to what the game that he entered just 10 years before. You know, the drive that drove him to breed the best bulldogs was gone. It was no longer intent. Once he found out how to get the mighty, mighty dollar and how to control the populace of the pit bull game. You know, once he figured that out, that was a wrap. So to the brothers that say I shouldn't have brought that up, maybe you all are a part of the plan to come back Let Tent come back in modern day time and start selling these dogs, saying they off yellow, saying they off this. And if we wouldn't have came out with these videos, y'all would have just been accepting that stuff. And some of y'all still going to accept that stuff. And the thing about it, it's brothers commenting on the yellow dogs that don't even run yellow dogs. So you want to stick up for your friend. But see, somewhere or another, y'all should have realized that all that money you scam people out of, all that money you took people and ganked people out of, robbed people out of, all that money, folk are going to have something to say about it somewhere down the line. You see, but when you was taking all that money from brothers and railroading brothers, this internet wasn't the way it is now. And see, yeah, he talking to all of his old school dog friends on the back street, and they telling him he can do this, he can do that, he can do this, he can do that, But what they ain't telling him is we hip to his shit. So that's why I had to drop the videos. But just like it always happens, when I say why Cruz didn't run the yellow dog, somebody will give me some type of excuse. Somebody will give me some type of excuse why the man went half on a grand champion that wasn't a grand champion, that they made grand champion, went half on the dog. And didn't want no puppies off of him. Maybe got a few dogs in the beginning, but didn't base his yard, didn't get a whole lot of dogs. Definitely not running this stuff right now, Molly. You couldn't give Mr. Cruz none of that yellow stuff right about now. Is it a reason why? Old school kennel partners? Is it a reason why he won't accept none of that yellow stuff? Mr. Cruz done came to the realization a whole long time ago. A whole long time ago, he realized it, and he wasn't running something that he didn't know what it was. Because he knew his partner had gone rogue. If you know your kennel partner gone rogue, you got to do what you got to do and run what you running. And that's what happened. Tent went rogue. He started chasing after the dollar. Cruz stayed after the bulldog. And that's why Cruz still had dogs up until he started getting rid of his dogs on his own behalf, not because somebody made him get rid of them. You see, there's a difference. When you play the game right, the game treats you right. When you play the game like Tent did, what you expect? What you expect like some brothers, like how Triple J said it, some brothers just want you to get slapped in the face all your life. You see, now Triple J, them boys already say have the stuff that you saying in your videos have racist slurs in it. I always been representing you and bigging you up. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I hear what brothers be saying. You see? So I would understand and the reason why you want to take up for Tent. It's a fraternity. That's a fraternity we not involved with. You see? And then for the life of me, I can't figure out how Thompson Kennels called me Uncle Tom months back ago, right? Called me Uncle Tom months back ago, but yet he one of the first ones commenting when I'm out here trying to broadcast somebody who would have did his black ass wrong back in the days. Now, I ain't even start checking your pedigrees yet, Thompson. I'm going to go in there and see if you got that bootleg stuff. All of them. I'm going to check all the pedigrees because you spoke up for a reason. You spoke up for a reason. The same reason Triple J spoke up for a reason. Same reason he think hip-hop and pit bulls don't belong together. Same reason he trying to get brothers all across the country to send all their money in for one lawyer that's supposed to be representing 1 million people. But hey, you only gonna get this on one channel. You know what I'm saying? You only gonna get this on one channel because I've been told y'all since I started my dog news. I got the type of dogs I'm trying to run. I'm not out here looking for no dogs. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna speak what I want to speak. I don't need a puppet from you. I don't need to be gassed up off a story that I don't believe any damn way. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. And a lot of y'all, like I said before, you know, a lot of y'all is not known the same way a lot of brothers don't know me or didn't know me. You know what I'm saying? And then the first thing you want to go back to when brothers don't know you is a sporting dog journal. And now that we see how David Tent was running, who can even credit any of that shit when you know it's a buddy system? But I mean, hey, it is what it is. Like I always say, it is what it is, man. It's the modern day bulldog game. If you want to call this the modern day sport dog journal, it is what it is. But this sport dog generation ain't taking all the shit that y'all was letting slide back in the days. You know what I'm saying? You let all that stuff slide. You're so used to letting it slide. You thinking, oh, uh, like, you know, when you start seeing brothers get on YouTube, my white brothers start talking about, oh, my best friend, I just sold a dog to a black person. My best friends is this and that and this and that. Oh, man, listen here, man. You don't gotta explain yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you living the way you say you living. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta explain yourself. It'll be obvious. You know what I'm saying? It'll be obvious. You know? And when it comes to AAA, love him to death. Love AAA. You know, but I'm not leaving off of AAA yet because something's not right when it comes to AAA. And the reason why I say that is too many breedings were made. Too many breedings were made. Too many dogs that were 2 and 3 times AAA. These dogs are not brindle. And when I say they're not brindle, brothers are show me 5 brindle dogs out of 1 million dogs. Don't show me 10 dogs that came out brindle out of 1 million dogs. And the daddy dog is brindle, brown brindle, dark brindle at that. And you telling me that's not a dominant color? How is this black? How is this brindle so dominant now, but it's not dominant when AAA was breeding? Is what I wonder. And every time we go back to say how AAA came out brindle, the first thing a brother say, JR, Yellow Brother was brindle. Yellow Brother was brindle. So we can't argue with that fact. Yellow Brother was brindle. AAA is brindle. Why the hell nothing else came out brindle since JR and AAA? Why? Why? All these inbreeded dogs. Dogs being inbreeded out their ass. Inbreeded so much you can't inbreed them no more. But we ain't getting no brindle AAA dogs. I gotta do some more research on AAA. Something ain't right. And I'm gonna figure out what it is. And I'm not gonna just fish for some bullshit information. You know what I'm saying? Something ain't right about AAA. And I'm gonna figure out what it is. You know, I'm gonna figure out what it is. It could be the fact that maybe we think AAA was making them breedings, like that brother said, but he was using AAA papers, and AAA wasn't the dog actually producing these dogs. Maybe the dogs was coming off yellow dogs. Bob and the rest of the dogs that was yellow sons and different ones that he had breeding that wasn't as popular as AAA. You know, AAA maybe start breeding, start making puppies. Maybe he went sterile 3 and 4 years old. Now, when the people really start buying AAA puppies, it's not really the AAA that they're getting the dogs off of. It's the new AAA, the buckskin AAA that you will never see. You're only going to see that brindle one. But it's the buckskin one now. And that's why there's no brindle dogs coming off of none of this stuff that's purebred AAA, because the dogs that coming off AAA wasn't really AAA. Oh, he had AAA, but you thought you had AAA, but instead of using AAA, Tent hit the corner and used Triple C that time on you. He used Triple C to breed that dog, and then wrote your papers up for AAA. You know,
That would actually be
and the thing
Nitro.
about it,
That would be the
he
dog's
didn't
name,
just do
Nitro.
this to one kennel. He did this to a lot of kennels and big kennels at that. And you can see, and if you think back, his level of competition, his level of competitiveness, wanting to compete, wanting to have the best dog, hating Mayday so much. Why would he want to spread out all the good yellow stuff? But but he would want to make sure everybody get bullshit and he got the good stuff. Especially them kennels who out there active, them kennels there's a chance see another guy got Mayday, which was one of the best dogs that came off yellow. Okay. Tant didn't have Mayday. Another guy had him, okay? And he couldn't, just like the brother said, he hated Mayday. And what made them hate Mayday so much? Because of who had him? Because Mayday wasn't yellow only winning son. He didn't hate them other dogs as much as he hated Mayday. See, it's a deeper reason why he didn't like Mayday, but brothers want to only stop right here.
Hey, PB. Hold up.
And it's a deeper reason why Mr. Cruz didn't have no yellow dogs on his yard, basing his yard off that yellow stuff when he was partners with the man. When he was partners with the man. Okay, me and City Boy Kennel's partners. And then we go half on Sambo. I turn him to a champion. We got the dogs. I'm basing my whole yard off Sambo. Me and City Boy partners. We got 2 different yards, of course. But we partners and we went half on the dog. And he seen the dog in action just as well as I did. But he not basing nothing on his yard off Sambo. He basing his yard off of dogs that came before Sambo in that same line of dogs. Something ain't right? Why isn't Pelican Bay Kennel Partner basing his dogs, his yard, off of a dog they went half on and it's a grand champion? Not only did he not base his yard off these dogs, he don't even have several of these dogs scattered out throughout the yard. And I'm talking about in modern day 2002, 3, 4, 5, 6. He don't have none of these dogs. And see, I'm going to tell you like this right here. Back in the 90s, you had the yellow stores, you had Mayday and all that, and then you had the late 90s, AAA and all them was out. I didn't start hearing about Travis until the early 2000s. And he's supposed to be a dog directly off yellow. Didn't start hearing about him till the early 2000s when the message boards and stuff start coming out. Online Peds message board start coming out. That's when I started hearing about Travis. Okay. Now, before I even thought about doing a dog channel, before Facebook even existed, when it was just MySpace, I always said to myself, Tant disappeared, and all of a sudden he popped back out again. It's like he was underground, but all of a sudden you don't see all the yellow dogs that's been out. The yellow dogs that was officially off yellow, they've been breeding, they've been making puppies all through the 90s. Then all of a sudden, in the early 2000s, you get a new branch of yellow dogs. Dogs that's coming off yellow, dogs with Tant name under it because he owned yellow, but only thing about it, you never heard of these dogs in the 90s. During the years that brothers was seeking information. If it was a yellow dog making noise or a yellow dog that Tant had back in the 90s that was worth breeding to, you would have heard about it. It wouldn't have been no 2000s before you heard about it. Now, with yellow dying in 92, that means in order for you to be seeing Travis and all them in the 2000s, these dogs had to be at least 10, 11, 12 years old already by then. Okay, how many more years could Travis breed if you just started seeing them in the early 2000s? Yellow died in 92. How many more years could he breed? Travis had a whole career breeding. From the time he made his introduction in the early 2000s to the time Tant left out the game. Another quick fact. Why did you think Tant put the rubber band, the castration band, on Burns' dog, Big Head. Big Head was off yellow. Tant wanted to make sure nobody else had no yellow. So if he did that to Mr. Burns, what the hell you think he did to them brothers that was coming in from different places, from them big camps? He wanted to make sure that he knew Mr. Burns' name was bigger than Tant at that time. You see? So if Mr. Burns breeding that yellow, people gonna get that yellow stuff from him. So we eliminate Burns' big head, dog. He don't gotta worry about Mr. Burns having the yellow stuff. Now it's just me with it, or the other people I sell, and whoever I sell the dogs to. You know, the dogs that's coming off my yellow stuff, my bootleg stuff. They gotta get it off the bootleg stuff now because you can't get it from him. You can't get it from him. You don't know this dog man over here. You know what I'm saying? And here go another thing that'll let you know that that toe jam stuff isn't off yellow. You know, okay, the owners of Toe Jam, Eric, like I told y'all before, Crossroad, they were great friends with Victor. Being that Tant know Victor and Crossroad was like this, he didn't mind giving them a dog that they thought was off yellow, that was off AAA, or that was off another dog. He didn't mind doing it. And that's why I say all the numbers, everything is starting to add up. Everything is starting to fall into place on the old stories. You know what I'm saying? It was a reason for this and a reason for that and a reason why this happened and that happened. You know, everything's starting to fall into place. Some folks still don't wanna believe it, but hey, I'm just here to give you the news. Like Brothers Thompson said, keep dropping videos. Now one brother asked, was JR better than Yellow? I don't know because I didn't see either dog, but what I can tell you is what I read. Mr. Cruz said Yellow was far better than JR. You know, that's out of Mr. Cruz's mouth. Part owner of Yellow. But I mean, it's everybody's opinion. You know, I don't know. I'm just giving you what I read and for the question that you asked. Now y'all remember, Dark Society said he went and hollered at Tant. Tant sold him some black dogs with bobtails. Some black dogs with bobtails. He said he was ill. Hold up. You know I like to let you hear it out of your own voice. Got black dogs from him. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, I didn't even know Tant for being a black dog man. When you tell me you got black dog,
They
when you
said he
tell
got
me
it from the pound and was selling them. But you know what? To be truthful, those dogs we got from them shits turned out to be good.
they might have been the best dogs in the world.
Man, I don't know what they was off. I don't know if they was off. They were supposed to be Red Boy Jocko dogs. They had clipped tails, both of them.
See, brothers get up in these conversations and start talking about these yellow dogs when Tant sold you a black dog with a bobtail. You know, black dogs with bobtails. And then we got to stop using these Zebo stories that we've been using for the last 20 years that Tant was running Zebo when the man clearly told you Tant couldn't stand Zebo dogs. The man had cane corsos on his yard, trying to bring the big size back up. Black cane corsos. But you keep want to talk about Zebo. You know, keep want to talk about Zebo. Hold up. Now right here, we got Dark Society telling us again another time he got busted in Lumberton rolling the dogs. Damn, bro, how many times you got busted rolling the dogs? You know what I'm saying? How many times you got busted? But check it out.
I went against them. We both had 2-time winners. We got busted in Lumberton, North Carolina. I'll never forget this. Like, I was tearing the fur off his ass, too. I was going to make champion that night. And I had my hitman dog. And the police, we was up there with the Indian guys, and I don't know, they was doing other things,
Yeah,
it never be the
yeah,
dogs and shit.
yeah.
And the police fucked us up, man. We was about 36 minutes in.
Now, watch this clip as Dark Society tell you how Tant met him on the side of the road and ran the finesse move on him. You know, ran the finesse move on him with 2 black Cane Corso pit bulls. He didn't know they was Cane Corso. He said they was real ill. They ended up being ill. 2 pit bulls with clipped tails, black. Now we know Tent had black Cane Corsos on the yard. Ain't no Zebo. Ain't no dog pound dogs. Tent didn't get the dogs from the dog pound. He had a special person he was getting the dogs from. Special person. He go buy all the litters from that lady. You know, 2 people he had. He go buy all the litters from that lady. Put them on the yard for them brothers like Dark Society when they come. A black dog with a bobtail. And y'all rolled off thinking that was Red Boy Jocko. It work on some people it don't. So I'd rather die for it. But when I tell you, dog, only thing we gonna use Tant for modern day time is a damn old school story. We ain't buying no damn dogs from them. We ain't gonna fall for the okie doke 2 times, fam. Them boys done bought a bunch of curves from them back then that wasn't off the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you see
boy
they
got Red Devil throwing off black dogs. That shit ain't supposed to be throwing off no black dogs. We ain't falling for that shit 2
they
times.
got a Tant, don't they got a Tant site and David Tant be on that bitch, don't he?
I don't know if he on it. He might be listening to this. But
Man, that motherfucker be on that Tant.
One thing about it, I've been listening to all the stories them boys been saying. They're coming up with all them damn that was out there that we never heard about over the past 2 years. All them boys come out talking about this, talking about that. You gotta listen to it. The boys ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, you know, you got black dogs from them. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, I didn't even know Tant for being a black dog man. When you tell me you got black dog, when you
got it from the pound and was selling them, but you know what? To be truthful, those dogs we got from them shits turned out to be good.
They might have been the best dogs in the world.
Man, I don't know what they was off. I don't know if they was off. They were supposed to be Red Boy Jocko dogs. They had clipped tails, both of them.
Yeah.
And I could I mean he just get dropped. We bought the dog, that nigga gone. Chill. Met us on the side of the road at a gas station, bro. That was it. Troop in and out. Business deal like we sold, like we was on the side of the road making a damn drug deal or something. That's how that motherfucker sped out of there.
Oh yeah.
So we had the whole while home, we smoking blunts and laughing like, damn, we done got.
Hey, I'm talking shit about Tant, but one thing I can say, when I seen them dogs, that shit changed my damn life.
I mean, these was $1,200 puppies. I mean, years ago, decades ago, $1,200 a piece. That motherfucker got no going to his house, no seeing the dogs they offer, no none of that. Just some dogs. That's it. And they said then we found out he was doing that, selling people, just getting dogs and selling them to people.
Now, what I want you to do is watch this next video clip from a couple months ago. Video clip from a couple months ago, and listen to what we talking about. So I'd rather die for it. But when I tell you, dog, only thing we gonna use Tant for modern day time is a damn old school story. We ain't buying no damn dogs from them. We ain't gonna fall for the okie doke 2 times, fam. Them boys done bought a bunch of curves from them back then that wasn't off the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you see they
got Red Devil throwing off black dogs. That shit ain't supposed to be throwing off no black dogs. We ain't falling for that shit 2 times.
They got a Tant, don't they got a Tant site and David Tant be on that bitch, don't he?
I don't know if he on it. He might be listening to this. But
man, that motherfucker be on that Tant.
One thing about it, I've been listening to all the stories them boys been saying. They're coming up with all them damn that was out there that we never heard about over the past 2 years. All them boys come out talking about this, talking about that. You gotta listen to it. The boys ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, you know, you got black dogs from them. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, I didn't even know Tant for being a black dog man. When you tell me you got black dog, when you
got it from the pound and was selling them, but you know what? To be truthful, those dogs we got from them shits turned out to be good.
They might have been the best dogs in the world.
Man, I don't know what they was off. I don't know if they was off. They were supposed to be Red Boy Jocko dogs. They had clipped tails, both of them.
Yeah. Now the question I'm leaving you with is the same question I started the video with, and why is Cruz the partner of Grand Champion Yellow, part owner of Grand Champion Yellow, why he didn't base his yard off Yellow? Yes, he did make a couple of breedings to Yellow when Yellow was living. After that, disappeared off his yard. He didn't bother to get any more of that stuff. He didn't bother to get any more of that stuff. And I just need for somebody to answer and tell me why. Being that that's your partner, that's your friend, you know, why didn't you get any more of that stuff? You know that produced Mayday. Why didn't you get it? Mr. Cruz was a smart man. Mr. Cruz was a smart man. Y'all stay safe out there. Y'all stay legal out there. PBK9s, and I'm out.
Yo, we back. Salute to the chat, man. Thank y'all for staying up in us. Thank y'all for watching the video. I had to drop that. So what's the deal, my brother Unknown and JBo? What Unknown, I know you heard some of the things. What you had some of the comments that brother was saying. What you think about some of that stuff?
Well, I was itching because the black dogs, the black puppies he's speaking to came from Annette Graves. He didn't have them tails docked. Them tails were docked by Annette Graves for this purpose. The purpose was that she heard that David was selling dogs off of her yard as his dogs. So Annette, there was 4 puppies in that litter, and all 4 of those puppies, she personally she clipped ears. She bred dogs. She was not anything but. That's all she did was breed dogs. She didn't look, test, none of that. But she $50, you get your puppy's ears cut. People, go down there. They want to cut their tails, do all this crazy shit. So David was pissed off when he went to pick the four puppies up because 3 of the 4 were sold. 2 of them were black. No, 2 of the puppies were black. Let me make sure I cleared it up. And the gas station that he's talking about is Dodge's, which is off of 17A and almost on the corner of 17A and County Line, where he met everybody, which was literally 3 miles from his dog yard, but about 15 minutes from his house. So he would never let nobody come to the yard. I put it like this. The only people I seen come to the yard in the last year that it was there was people spending $15,000 and $20,000. And that's because he's not going to sit in a parking lot and mark every 20, every 100, every 10, every 5 with a damn money marker because he's drawing too much attention. So if you were just coming and spending $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, he was going to shit you off the gate from whatever you're buying. And $1,000 in your pocket is a whole lot different than 15 and 20. So if you weren't spending that kind of money, you weren't coming to the yard. So that's where those 2 black puppies come from. I'll tell you 100%. I know. I wish Annette Miss Graves was still alive. She literally was about 30 minutes down the road from the actual dog yard on County Line. And those 2 black dogs were actually very, very well bred dogs. They were actually really high Cotton's Bullet stuff and Bullet and some termite stuff. But the other 2 that he's speaking on, he got 2 black puppies. The other 2 that were out the litter that had bobtails, actually, one was supposed to go to Texas Express, but they never got theirs. It ended up going to, I want to say New York, and the other one actually died on the yard. He was trying to sell the puppy to somebody, and the person set the puppy on the ground, and the puppy ran up to Nitro, and Nitro snatched his ass up. So there was only 3 surviving off of those, and 2 went to the person that you just had in the video. I mean that's who was at the gas station.
Yeah. So he ain't even had them dogs ain't had no yellow in them. Period. It was from Miss Annette's house.
You see, I wouldn't say they didn't have any yellow. They could have, because she had what she was doing was she quit getting AAA stuff. Everybody down here at one point was AAA. And she did have a couple of brew bitches that were AAA bred to not even an inbred a daughter. It was AAA to one of her mixed up. I mean, I'm not talking bad, but so there might have been a little bit of yellow in them, but a lot of the stuff that she was messing with was Burns, was like I said, the cotton stuff, Cruise Rocky. And I'll tell you, I had one off of Rocky that was a monster. But Yeah, speaking on that though, the black puppies that he's talking about with the bobtails did come from Annette Graves. They actually quit really doing a whole lot of business behind that because he was pissed off because he had the puppies sold, like he said, $1,200 a piece. 1,200 times four. You get what I'm saying? That's a you just made a lick. You didn't even do nothing. You know what I mean? And he was pissed off because she cut the tails, and she cut the tails for a reason. Same reason everybody else would quit fucking with him because he was doing a bunch of dishonest shit. So, and I want to say this too because I'm tired of I'm tired of you catching flam about this person, that person, this person. I'm gonna tell you. You remember when I touched on the first story about 3 of us went picked out a puppy at the same pen. All 3 of us had wrong papers. Remember?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the third person, and they can get mad at me if they want. I don't give 2 shits. But he was campaigning his shit heavy and hard out of Florida. Bad Bulldog Kennels is the kennel name. If people want that, he was close to Tant. He was believed in everything Tant told him. If Tant told him the sky was red, and he believed it. And I'm not saying anything bad by it because that's what he believed. But Bad Bulldog is the third person that was involved that went there and got a puppy out the same litter as I did. It had different papers. And this is a person that's campaigning his shit so hard. And that's who it was. So anybody out there have any questions, Thompson, whoever, I'm not going to talk shit. I'm not going to talk junk. But there's some more facts. So Bad Bulldog, I don't even know if he's in the Bulldogs anymore. I know he's out of Florida. Man, very knowledgeable person though. Very, respect him to the hill. Seen him at we've been to a show and seen him do real good off of stuff that came off the yard. But Stone City, they witnessed some, you know what I mean? Like, he had good shit and he did get them from David, but they weren't how they were bred. And that's why I say I didn't drop his kennel name for a bad reason. I'm not talking junk, but he believed in everything David Tant told him. So anybody that wants to go dig a little deeper and find out how this stuff is, if you're campaigning his shit so hard, but he sells you a dog with fucked up papers, but you're his number one person out there campaigning, just like his yard man, me sitting right here. I got the same puppy at the same litter with a whole different set of papers. And then the girl that I was with that lived on the yard as well got a puppy out the pen, and she got a third set of different papers. So you're 3 people they're with you and supporting you 100%. I'm feeding your dog. I'm watering your dogs. I'm worming your dogs. I'm making sure your shit's right, ready to go. But you shit me on paperwork. You shit your number one man campaigning.
You say you feeding them, you water them, you doing everything, right?
Everything. He's coming to the yard for an hour a day, if that, and that's just to show up to make sure ain't nobody taking this shit, stealing this shit. He'll walk around the yard for maybe 5 minutes, making sure, that dog, you need to give him an extra scoop, or we need to do this, or we need to do that. But
so how can somebody doubt your story that only read a magazine, that only heard something from the fifth person? From the fifth person, they done heard it. They ain't heard it from Tant. They ain't heard it from the man that heard it from Tant. They ain't heard it from the man that heard it from the man that heard it from Tant. They heard it from the fifth person.
Let me ask you another question. Why ain't he speaking up yet?
Hey, you know how that
Why is he going through other people? Why is he going? Why? I mean, this man's ego was so. I mean, look, he was so arrogant, and his ego was so huge. I don't see how he's sitting back and not saying nothing. Or if he is, he's using somebody else to pass a message along. Come to the light. Speak for yourself. Quit hiding. You can't hide. Why are you hiding? Man, you were claiming to be top of the dog world for a fucking decade, but now you're hiding and want to make a sneak little comeback so you can set people up and rob people at their hard-earned money? Come on, man. It's
yes, sir.
And then you're sending people. I ain't gonna say you send people, but like I told you, I'm a Tant hater, obviously, because my car got vandalized over Tant hating, and guess what? I'll do it again. I'll go buy another one, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever it takes, and you can vandalize every one of them because I'm speaking the truth. And guess what? I'll continue to speak the truth. And if you don't like it, quit hiding. You didn't hide for all them years when you had federal immunity. You get what I'm saying? You was out campaigning and doing all kinds of crazy shit after you done been busted. You know what I'm saying? So why are you hiding? Speak up. I know he hears it, or he's got a little buddy hearing this. Tell David Tant to speak up. We don't want to hear from Peter over here or Paul or whoever. Man the fuck up. At least defend yourself. At least say that I'm lying or somebody else is lying. That we're going on the second week and ain't heard a peep.
Yeah. He ain't gonna respond, man. He ain't gonna respond. Sometimes the truth just need to be heard, you know. He ain't gonna respond. Shit. But I do want to say, one brother in the chat was talking about Cruz running mostly Red Boy stuff. He ran Red Boy stuff, but Cruz started off with the Red Boy Jocko stuff. Cruz running the Red Boy Jocko stuff from this side of town that came down. That's where the Rocky stuff came from. And that's the Hughes, Dusty stuff and all that stuff. That was Red Boy Jocko without having yellow in it. It didn't have yellow in it. It was Red Boy Jocko top and bottom without having yellow in it. And that's what Cruz was running. You know,
Cottingham stuff,
yeah,
cotton stuff. Now, and then the yellow that he was, the yellow blood he was using was JR. That's even more of a slap in the face. You own a grand champion, but you're using his brother. You see any brindle dogs coming off of JR? Anybody?
Yeah. Now I don't know nothing about really about JR.
I've seen several things that come off of JR. My man, big shout out to Big D. I ain't gonna call his name. He's out of Colombia. When I tell you the man spent thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars with Carl in a legal way, his whole yard, 50 plus dogs, was based off of everything Carl had. He was buying up everything he had. Big D was buying up. Special shout out to him because he was a boy. When I tell you he was a Tant hater, matter of fact, go vandalize his shit because he was a bigger Tant hater than I am. And I'm not a Tant hater. I just hate what he did to the game. But everything that Big D was coming with was fucking, oh my God. I mean, and he had JR stuff. Like I said, they bred it into the vice grip stuff. And like I said, puppies 14, 16 weeks old just can't be with each other. I mean, that, I know a lot of people say, well, early on, early off, and this and that. These puppies from the word go were just, I mean, unreal. And it was Carl stuff. But it was JR, it was Cottingham, all that Cottingham, Sheba, a Bullet, all that stuff. And they were using the Cruz Rocky stuff. I seen Rocky. I seen Miss Rocky. Have you heard of the Miss Rocky dog? Gangbusters and them had?
Nah.
Miss Rocky was a beast too. Daughter straight off of Rocky. She was a best in show. She had went a good couple hour mark. They fucked her. Wee Willie was the one that was helping with that. He was Bobby Hall's yard person for a couple of years, and he was down here. He was actually Pitbull Rick. You remember him? I mean, he passed away.
Yeah.
Another blood, Piranha Red, stuff like that. Well, Wee Willie was with him, and then he went to Gangbusters before Gangbusters, unfortunately had to go away for a while. But yeah, they fucked Miss Rocky up on her third. But anyway, so I seen stuff come off of that.
Yeah. I want to send a big salute out to Brother Legion Spirit for the $5 donation to the channel. Salute to you, Legion. Salute to you, my brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What you think about that, JBo?
I had Dabo stuff.
Hey, shit. Everybody got that.
Yeah, well, I'm staying clear. That where I'm from, you talking nigga business, you get spent on. I wouldn't I wouldn't touch that. I'm doing more of a listening. It's interesting, you know.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh
Yeah, I
yeah.
wish I did have some of that stuff to be part of the conspiracy, but where I'm from, they say when you ain't got something, you shut the fuck up. So I'm gonna shut the fuck up and listen.
Oh yeah, I feel you on that, Jake. I feel you on that. Yeah, man. Yeah. Let me see. I'm trying to check the chat out, see what the chat talking about. Hey, let me ask you this, unknown. What else you heard over the past couple of days that you didn't, you felt they didn't know what they was talking about when they responded to something you said?
I mean, main thing was, like I said, the stuff that was being said to you from Thompson and everything. But I read a couple little comments on. I tried to look back. Unfortunately, like I said, my time is all fucked up now because of the shit I'm going through. But um, just some of the stuff that I've seen about, this person can't be telling the truth, or that person, or just the whole. I'm not, like I said, I'm just saying this. You know, the people that are making negative comments weren't too much even part of the game back then. You know what I mean? Like, they're going by on second and third hand stories, and I just hate to see that all the hate that's being generated from this. You know what I mean? Like, the people that are hating don't even know their facts. They're making comments about, well, I had a dog that was brindled off of this dog, and this and that, this and that.
Hey,
But
hold up, real quick. For the boys that say, for y'all boys down in the chat that say Rocky not Red Boy Jocko, you must know how to read pedigrees. Yellow John is what? Red Boy dog. He don't got no Jocko in him. He don't got no Jocko in him, period. So he's a Red Boy, Maryland outlaw. Maryland outlaw and what else? Red Boy, Maryland outlaw. All right, the Dusty 2 dog I'm talking about. He might don't got no Jocko in him. He might don't got no Jocko in him.
yeah,
But
Rocky's a pure red boy dog.
But I tell you what, that shit that he running that came from around here, and I ain't got nothing else to say about that. Every damn thing that Cruz started, that shit right there came from right around the corner, three traffic lights away from my damn house where I'm doing this show at right now. So
Hey,
I go get the
are
man.
you-
I go get the man who bred Cruz Rocky, who had Cruz Rocky, who had him as a puppy. I go leave the chat right now. If my battery had enough, I'd throw the computer in the car and ride over to his crib right now. The man who had owned Cruz Rocky, who named in that pedigree past Cruz Rocky, the Hughes them dogs and all them dogs. What you was about to say though?
Rocky should be a heavy red boy dog. I don't think.
Rocky all red boy except
Yeah,
for the Maryland stuff that was in
yeah,
right?
yeah. That's going. Yeah. Isn't it some Midlands outlaw? Is outlaw Rocky? I'm trying to remember. I mean, I'm not looking up. I haven't looked anything up. But is it the
Outlaw
Midland?
outlaw in the pedigree back there one time.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the only thing that's out in Rocky. Most of it is pure red boy.
That's in the
Yeah.
fourth generation. One time.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's people that will argue you down when there's something back in the fifth, sixth, seventh generation. To me, that's like taking a glass of water, a glass of soda, half full, and then you just keep adding a little bit of water to it. Eventually, it's going to water down and ain't going to be shit. But we can argue the dogs all day long and how they're bred, this and that. The fact of the matter is, the only dogs that I care about arguing about is the tant dogs because they're not real.
Yeah.
Everybody else, you know what I'm saying? And you never see tant use Rocky. You never see tant. Tant only used tant when tant wanted tant's papers. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
I mean, he's got a whole filing cabinet full of shit that are, I'm sorry, but
and guess what? That
you get,
raw bull punk stuff that a lot of y'all like that got, that's off that bootleg shit too. That raw bull punk stuff is full of that bootleg shit. Yes sir. But Punk a good dog. But he full of the bootleg stuff. You know what I'm saying? Them new modern day dogs that Tant was producing. Punk is one of them.
hey, I'm reading the comments.
Now I can answer that for you. Nephew's Bulldog. He waited to 2023 because there ain't no other Bulldog channel made that man feel like he wanted to come up here and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? They all got computer voices. They all talk about a bunch of bullshit. They want to beat around the bush and cover up shit. So the man didn't want to come out. The man heard my shit and heard me speaking on some real shit on it. So he felt like, you know, I'm going to come out and rock with what this man talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You can't, you know, you can't expect a brother to come out and give his story to computer voice, or a motherfucker he know ain't being real with him, or a motherfucker he know that's gonna just listen to his story and it don't mean nothing. But still, he might get one of them dog brothers that get his story and got a whole yard full of red devil and sitting there lying about some shit. You know what I'm saying? Sitting there lying and just, you know, trying to make him look a certain way like he lying. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he came out 2023, because, you know, Lord, like I always say, Lord working mysterious ways. You know what I'm saying? Lord working mysterious ways. We got a whole bunch of brothers, including some in the chat, that got YouTube channels, but they ain't made that brother feel comfortable enough to come up there and tell their story. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Go ahead with it, big dog.
Hey, PB, hey, nephews, check this out, right? I'm gonna tell you the real reason why I came out. I came out because, to be honest with you, I told everybody I walked away because of the disgust I had from everything. I wasn't even watching anything about no bulldogs. I don't even own a dog right now. I haven't owned a dog in I don't know how long. The reason I even touched on anything was I was looking through YouTube and it popped up about, listen to a story about Tant being a racist. I reached out to confirm because, you know, I'm not out here to slander a man. I could have been, to be honest with you, the stories I have, I could have wrote a book, sold a book, and probably been just as rich as he was. I came out because I felt like a true asshole, and I told PBK that I want to touch base with you because I want to expose that, yes, this man is a racist, and there's questions about it, and nobody else had the balls to come on. And the only reason I'm not showing my face is because of what just happened this week about my shit getting vandalized. But to be honest with you, I really get two fucks now because if one person knows, they all know. But that's the reason I came out. It wasn't because of what he did to the dog world about hanging papers and doing all this and that. It's because I can't stand a racist. I can't stand a racist. That's what he is. So if people want to get mad, well, why did he wait till 2023? It don't matter if I waited to 2044. I'm exposing the man for being a racist because I stumbled upon something where it was being questioned. To be honest with you, I didn't even care about that man no more. I went my separate life to try to not even think about that fucking private. I mean, and if that's the case, if I'm a Tant hater, I would have been doing this since the fucking shit happened. But I waited and never said a word because I let the shit go because I'm a better man and tried to be a better man. But when I seen the hate that he was still causing in the dog world with his racist ass shit, I touched upon it. I'm sorry, I'm not an undercover racist like a lot of people are. And I'm not saying about anybody in the chat or none of the shit. I'm just saying if anybody that actually knew this, that didn't expose it when they knew it, just like me, was an asshole. Because like we say now, Black Lives Matter, correct? They weren't screaming that back in 2004 and in the 90s. They were doing whatever the hell they wanted, especially in Charleston, South Carolina. It's still a good old boy place.
They don't know about Charleston. They don't know about Charleston, yeah. Big dog. They don't know about Charleston.
That's why I waited 2023. I love black people, white people. I love all people. But for people to want to hate to say, well, why is he waiting until now? Why is he waiting? Because I seen it. And to be honest with you, I tried to block that man out of my fucking memory because of all the shit that he did to me, my family, the dog world. But he hit personal life. You know what I'm saying? He hit personal life, what he did to my family life. And I tried to block it out. And I did block it out. But I did what I had to do when I came by and seen about his question about what he was doing for black people, and I wanted to speak up. So if you want to get, you know, if you want to hate me for that, hate me for that. But you know, that's what I'm going to do, because ain't no racism in me, and I can't stand the shit. So the comment was he was buying dogs from the SPCA. No, he wasn't. All I did was come out and correct what he did to black people in general. Because this time, in this day and age, it need to be known. We're trying to get over that shit. We're trying to get past that shit. We're not trying to steal that shit in our kids no more. But you can't get past it and instill it if you're not speaking up and bringing out what needs to be brought out. And where's my puppy at, nephew? Bulldogs, you commented, you asking me about waiting to 23, man. You hit me, you commented, hey, I got a puppy for you. I ain't never heard nothing. So let me ask you that. But listen, I love all y'all, man, and I'm sorry for waiting to PBK. I'm sorry for waiting to 2023, bro.
No, listen, man. One thing about it, the sorry person is the one that wait till they died and never let the story out. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like I always tell brothers, you know what I'm saying? Just because you're a certain age or just because time went on and you didn't achieve what you want to achieve, you ain't gonna never achieve if you don't try it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, dog, one thing about it, the internet wasn't out back then. Two things about it, you know what I'm saying? A person shouldn't be worrying about why you waited so long to do it. You did it. That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? That's all that matters. Why y'all waiting so long to damn realize these shit's fake is what I'm trying to figure out. Why y'all taking 2 or 3 and 4 days to figure out and still don't want to believe? See, he got more reason not to come out in 2023 than y'all got not to believe this Red Devil shit is still real. And it's throwing off black dogs, like I told you. You see? You wanna believe that. You don't want to not believe that Red Devil shit not real, but you want to wonder why this man just coming out. And this man car and shit got busted up a couple days ago and all kind of shit. They hating. You know what I'm saying? They hating. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. That's why I dropped the cash app right there in the bottom of the screen. Support that brother. You know what I'm saying? Drop him a few dollars up in the cash app. You know, because you weren't going to get that story nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? They're going to give you a little 10% of it. They're going to tell you, oh, Tant was a racist, this and that. They ain't going to tell you the other half. Or they're going to tell you, oh, Tant sold a couple dogs, this and that. They ain't going to tell you the other half. You know what I'm saying? Just like Dark Society didn't even know them black dogs he got. Now he know they don't come off Tant yard. Yeah, they come off Tant saw, but they ain't bred by Tant. You know, now he know what happened. So he don't have to go no further thinking what he was thinking for 20 years, for 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Like I say, I'm the biggest yellow promoter on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, if I would have had a yard full of Red Devil stuff, I wasn't getting rid of my dogs. Because my dogs is my dogs from when I'm running, for what I'm doing with my dogs. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell y'all brothers. That paper shit is only a matter of paper and ink. You know what I'm saying? We just got to go to get to this David Tant stuff just to show you and prove to you that paper stuff is only about ink. It's what you got in your yard, what you feeding and all that shit. Same way it was about what Tant was feeding. Y'all was going from all across the country to breed to something what you thought Tant was feeding. Or he was feeding it, but it wasn't what you thought it was. You know what I'm saying? And like we all know, everybody do it. Everybody did it. You know what I'm saying? Paper hanging. But the thing is, you can't get caught up doing it. When you get caught up doing it and somebody bring it to the table, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. One brother said something about Big John was suspect earlier. You know, and you want me to keep it all the way 100 with you? Want me to keep it all the way 100 with you? Since we talking about dogs, Big John never been suspect from being off yellow. Only thing people ever said about Big John the whole career of any dog off Big John is that the artificial insemination dogs maybe have been off other dogs instead of being off Big John. And the thing about it, them boys never left outside of breeding to their own yard, so you never had to worry about getting no other type of dogs in your dogs. If it wasn't off Big John, then it was off Split Ears. If it wasn't off Big John, then it was off Little John. If it wasn't off Big John, then it was off Yellow John, Crazy John, Cyclone, Little Thunder, whoever, Rattler. But guess what? All them dogs is coming off Big John and Little John at the end of the damn day. You see, you getting dogs from Tant that these dogs ain't even coming off this man's yard. You know what I'm saying? This man ain't even coming off. These dogs ain't even coming off this man's yard, and he giving them to you because of the color the same as these other yellow dogs. And you want to question the man that been feeding and breeding and taking care of these dogs and all kind of stuff. Y'all only reading this shit from a sporting dog journal and a damn blog or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what kind of dog game we left with today. You know what I'm saying? That's what kind of dog game we left with today. Folk that don't want to realize what's going on. Folk that don't want to realize the real. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to realize the real. And it don't matter what kind of dogs I got. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like I told y'all before, whether my yard empty or got dogs in it, I'ma still give you that dog talk, that dog news. You know what I'm saying? Salute
Hey,
the brother. Go
I
ahead,
can say
JBo. Go
something.
ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I'm waiting on you to say something, big dog. Go ahead with it.
Yeah, I don't want to touch upon the tax stuff because I don't have to.
Well, any way you want to take it at. Any way you want to take it at. We're gonna ride with it.
But down my way back in the day, that just to say, our tents, they were no different from him, bro. And they told us that in our face. We, you know, they wasn't no different from him. All of them was the same. I used to see him when I was smaller, bro. I'm telling you, I would have to pay one of them to spit in my face. That's how much they'll talk to us. But later on, when that good crack come through, they got kind of humble. But the word that y'all speaking on, everybody like that. It's still like that. Everybody was a tank. At least he did give y'all papers. Said, but we didn't get no papers. Only fucking privilege we got was they let us look at the dog.
Yep.
If you looked at the dog and you got the dog, that's all the fuck you got. You ain't get no paper. They might tell you how he bred. And then when you get to breeding him, he gonna be sterile. You ain't getting shit off of him.
Mm-hmm.
You take him back and then he'll tell you nigga out my yard.
Yep.
I'm feeling y'all on that dog, but all of them was a tan dog. All of them. All of them did the same thing. All of them treated us the same way. But the only thing about this radio was they didn't wait for one of their partners to tell you about it. They used to tell us that in our face. So it wasn't no secret.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like it took when you gonna like it or you gonna get the fuck out of my yard. Carry on, brother. You left off 10 was a bitch.
Mm-hmm. Hey, JBo.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Jay's Moonlight say, was you familiar with Champion Sober's fiasco?
Sobers Fiasco. Not by that name. I had to see how he was bred.
Sober's fiasco. I'll look him up real quick. I haven't heard of that dog myself.
Hmm. But on the 10 stuff, what he made a mistake and what was still was good.
What he did? What?
I was asking him, every now and then you gonna make a mistake, a clock wrong, a wrong clock twice, a day right. So
Mm-hmm.
some of the stuff that he did do was actually some good dogs.
Oh yeah. Even though he screwed the pedigrees up, brothers still got good dogs off the dogs. You know what I'm saying? A lot of brothers went and made this dog might be turned to a grand champion, but his pedigree was wrong, but he still made grand champion. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. It didn't necessarily say the brothers got bad dogs. It's just saying that the dogs wasn't what they were supposed to be. Hey, that dog he talking about champion Sober's fiasco. That's coming off of champion Rock Bottom's Turbo and champion Sober Smiley Rum, which is basically in the background. Man, I see Rock Bottoms, Taylor's Taylor's Spider Man, Kittens, Marlowe's Peaches, Crenshaw's Jeep. That's in the top part. Taylor's Batman, Red Boy Jocko, Red Boy Jocko.
That Taylor name just sounds familiar, similar to that man that got the belly stuff.
I'm gonna go way to the bottom. He has some Loans Ave Jeep stuff. Red look like a Red Boy Jocko Jeep dog. That's what it looked like to me. Just reading the pedigree roughly. I ain't go through all the dogs, but I went through about four or five of them in the fourth pedigree, and they all led back to Red Boy Jocko Jeep dog. Look like a good bred dog. Haven't heard of them though. unknown. If you have to roll out, because we be up on these things sometimes for a long time. You know what I'm saying? It just depends what the conversations get to. If you have to roll out, man, just let me know. You know, just let me know, big dog.
Yeah, I'm listening right now. I just can't believe I'm reading some of the comments and I'm just like, just
Oh yeah,
I can't believe.
one thing about the comments, man. The brothers, brothers allowed to have their opinions, and that's the fun part about the chat, man. Brothers is gonna rip you apart. That's why I told you. Remember, I told you don't pay attention to the
Yeah.
chat when you come up in with us, because
Well,
the chat will take you apart, though. The boys like that now.
Well, see, this is the big question. Just some of the stuff I'm reading, like they said, well, why wait to touch him? That man would be in the dirt. This and that. The man was a federal informant. What else more do you want to do to him? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he was living off immunity for years. Like, what am I? I'm gonna be that stupid? I mean, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm not gonna touch on it no more. I'm gonna leave that part alone. But you know what? You can't do much to a known informant.
Hey, I tell you what, like Brother Nick say, Triple J made a video earlier that said the same thing both saying right now. Shit been known, but it didn't matter at this point. It don't matter at this point. It don't matter. You right, Brother Nick Hooks. But the thing about it, they didn't know all the stuff that we said, so they could tell that shit to the damn bank. They could tell that shit to the bank, because the shit that we bought out over the last 2 damn videos, if your brother had that knowledge, they would have been bought it out. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know all that stuff. They didn't know it was damn 3 or 4 red devils. They can say what they want to say. They only thing they knew was Tat was a racist, and he sold black people different dogs than he sold other people sometimes. And they didn't know that. They didn't know that 100%. It was only a rumor. That was a rumor. Everybody say this and say that. They didn't know that shit 100%. You know what I'm saying? So Triple J a damn lie. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell you before. You know what I'm saying? These brothers trying to stick up for all these folk. You know what I'm saying? But still, Triple J ain't explained to me yet how that lawyer that he getting money for everybody across the country is going to represent Cannon G. Kennels down in the chat. How it's going to represent Stay Blessed. How it's going to represent Fat Farm Ray. But y'all all sending him money, but he ain't telling you how it's going to represent you when you get in trouble. You see? But you worrying about all this. That's why you want to stay out the way. You better stay out the way now. Because, like I said before, every video you making has racial slurs in it, Triple J. You see? It just is what it is. You know, when you start scratching feathers, you know, when the shoe fits, you just wear it, like the old folks used to say. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't talking to you. You don't even run yellow dogs. So why is you even talking, period? You know what I'm saying? That's like somebody jumping in somebody's business with no, like I said before, no fight, no dog in the fight. You just want to talk. You want to be a Karen, a dog Karen tonight. We're going to make you to a dog Karen. You understand? It is what it is. You know, it just is what it is.
I know my partner laughing because I told him the other day I be sounding like a Karen some motherfucking time. That's the same thing you told him. That's why I ain't want to say nothing upon it.
Oh no, man. Oh no.
I ain't want to sound like a Karen.
Nah, it ain't about. He could have said he was staying out the way all day. That wouldn't have made no difference. You staying out the way don't mean nothing. When you start talking about what we bringing up from the past and this and that, listen here, man. Listen here. If you ain't got them dogs, why the fuck is you even commenting for, period? You know what I'm saying? 2, you know, if you, like I said before, if you treating people right, you don't got to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to worry about it. You know? All you need to be worrying about is how you going to represent all these brothers sending all that money to you when a brother send you some money and that brother is one of these brothers that flip out. Man, I've been sending you all this money all this time. You ain't want to represent me. You ain't got no lawyer to represent. I got something for your ass. You know what I'm saying? That's what we trying to figure out. How you going to represent that crazy brother that you don't know how he really is, but he's sending you money and he ain't sending you $500. He's sending you whatever he can afford. How you going to represent him? When now I need some representation. You know what I'm saying? I need some representation. We don't want to worry about that. We don't want to worry about that.
Hey, PB, you know what else is crazy about that? Somebody else made a comment about being on the yard when it was busted. Check this out. That man ain't send me a bag of Doritos. That man ain't send me no representation. That man said nothing to me but sled. That's the only thing that came to me while I was locked the fuck up for the same shit. He ain't even attempt to pay my bond, and attempt to help me with an attorney, and wouldn't even pay for a phone call. So, you know what I'm saying? But now people are spending money and helping support other lawyers and other people. Man, that's just crazy. Your number one person is there with you, is locked the fuck up. You get out on a couple $100,000 bond, and you leave the other man in there, and yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's just speaking on how real. I don't know how other people are, but if my partner, if my number one person is, you know what I'm saying, it goes through some shit with me, boy, look here. I don't give a damn if I could send him $10 a week to help him get on through. I did my time that I had to go away for. I did my time. The man, he had a 40-year sentence and stayed 6 months longer in the penitentiary than I did, and never, not one time, had any type of support through the county, through finally making out on bond, for going to prison. Not one time did that man even put a 25-cent a Chico stick or any of that on me. So, you know, but now people are coming together to get lawyers, and man, that's just crazy. They ever heard of conflict of interest? A lawyer can only represent but one person. If there's three people wrapped up in something, the same lawyer can't represent all three. There's a conflict of interest.
maybe them dog brothers will understand some of this stuff and start worried about what really matters in this dog game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One brother say Triple J never showed that he was a racist. When you got black brothers been saying for the last 2 years on these dog channels the slurs that Triple J saying. I just don't bring it up because it wasn't my business to talk about. You know, I had no dog in the fight, so I didn't get into it. But now I do. You see? That's the difference. Go back and look at his channels, what you want to do. If you want to say something about he never showed you racist, this and that, go back and look at his channels. Then I want to ask you, is you black or is you white? Because if you black or you white, you don't see the same things as we see. You don't hear it the same way we hear it.
Go back to that video when he was walking down the street at night talking to Fat Bill.
Y'all respect JBo? You heard what JBo say? Go back to the video. Go back to the video. You
He was walking down the street talking to Fat Bill.
Hey, it just is.
I hadn't watched him since then.
Some of y'all, like I say, it's a picking and choosing game. You know what I'm saying? It's a picking and choosing game. It ain't about whether you fuck with the blacks. Blacks got money, just like the brother said. Just like the brother JBo said, when the crack came into the dog game, it allowed everybody to be them a fake cool. I'm cool with you for right now. You know what I'm saying? Because the boys had that bread. You know, so it don't matter if you got he fuck with blacks.
That's when we started to get the papers on the dogs.
Shit.
That's when we started to get the paper on the dogs. Before we got nothing, and you ain't supposed to have asked for nothing. But see, when they get crack come around, you start to get everything you needed. They might not have been right, but they were papers.
Yep. I see a man, I look at his videos for 2 years, and not one time I see you show a yellow dog, but yeah, you commenting on something that we talking about with the yellow shit. But it's all good.
Hey,
one thing about it. Go ahead, though.
Hey, Mayhem Kennels, you asked why I'm the unknown. I'll tell you why I'm the unknown. I'm the unknown because for several reasons. One, I'm protecting my family because, as you can see what happened, I'm protecting my personal life because there's people in here that take this shit real seriously over, you know what I'm saying, the hate that I'm getting. That's why I'm the unknown. The people that are here, the people that are actually in my state know exactly who I am. I promise you. And I mean, we're around back then. I'm not gonna say the newer people, but or the newer generation. But that's why I'm going by the unknown, because me exposing Tant right now is, like I said, there's so many people that'll do just the stupidest, craziest stuff over publicly making it what it is. So that's why I'm the unknown. If you know what I'm saying. I just don't want all that hate, and I don't want that hate brought on my family, my new life, because that's what it's going to be. People can't keep it professional. People can't keep it real. So I'm not going about having to keep putting windows in my car and do this and that. That's why I'm staying the unknown.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to I can't even pronounce that, big dog. I can't even pronounce that. PBK with them dogs go after wild hogs. Yeah, man. I haven't been wild hog hunting in a couple years now, but I'm quite sure if they see the damn hog, they gonna hit that motherfucker. I haven't been hog hunting in a while though. Talk about real hog hunting with wild hogs in the woods. You know.
And I guess I'm racist. Shit, come think about it. Hell, I'm racist.
Hey.
I'm not purposely, but I hear some shit that I say when I see some shit going on that don't sound right to me after I say it about some of these white people that be passing by here. You know these homeless people that we got up to by here by a spot though. They got a lot of homeless people, and basically all of them are white. So I see them walking back and forth all day. They breaking in your shit. They stealing. They doing all kind of fuck shit. So I hear shit that I say. Though we all racist.
Yeah, and that's why I said that in my last video. I don't care what a man say when I'm not around, because you can't sit here and say none of us say the C word, none of us say the N word, no none of that when we're not around different people. You know what I'm saying? So I said that's why I said in my last video, I don't care about somebody riding past and you might say, "Oh man, look what this C word doing," or "Look what this N word doing." I don't care about that. It's about you say that JBo, but if a white person come to you need help, you ain't gonna treat them no different than what you gonna treat the black man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm a act the same way. I'm a act if a black man come ask me for something. I ain't got shit for him. I ain't got shit for him.
Yep. Hey, and the
I
thing about it,
might take it even a bigger insult that one asked me. Now, if I happen to see a Mexican ask me for something, well, I know he just doing bad and he just swam over here. I got that. And that's racist.
mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, but we've been through it so long, dog, it just don't sound the same, you know. I
Mm-hmm.
can't get that ER on any of them words like they could, you know. It hits different, you know. That's why it's so important to have your own. But I see what you're saying. When you do have your own, you find out your own ain't been what you thought it was.
Yep.
And don't nobody want to hear that. But you've been in the dog for 20 years. And shit, you've been in the dogs over 20 years. Right now, if you look in the percentages of your pedigree, you ain't got no more of his shit no way. You
Yep.
got your own bullshit. Unless they start quitting, then you stay there from 10. You
Mm-hmm.
ever done the percentages on your pedigrees? And then see how much a yellow that's still in your dog?
All I know, I look at my pedigree and every dog go back to yellow. Every dog from the top to the bottom, except for the damn
But if
red
you
boy
but
Jocko going back to Jocko.
if you look at your percentage in the pedigree, shit, you should have probably, if you had them long as I have, I ain't but 12.5% of the dog that you used to have.
Yeah, you can't really go by that damn online pedigree, that
But
damn
I'm just
right
saying,
coded.
can't name so far if you've been in the dog over 20 years or so. I ain't saying
Mm-hmm.
these new, but I'm saying if you back in the day, hey, you ain't got no 10 stuff no more anyway. These stories ought to be really interesting. Nobody should be saying anything. Everybody should just be listening.
Okay, JBo, you said the key thing this now. You said the key thing, and I sat back and listened, and it came to my damn. You know what? You right though, because you know what? You see brothers right now with Tent name in the third generation of these dogs. You see the name right now, they'll pull a pedigree out and Tent name in the third generation, fourth generation. How in the hell is that? You see? His name ain't supposed to be. His name's supposed to be back there with damn Chavis and Burns and them names back in the pedigrees. Unless,
Yeah, back there where
unless
Bruce.
now we ain't talking about dogs that's off the dogs that's great grandsons of Yellow, because he had an option to do that. But we talking about dogs coming directly off Yellow. You ain't got no third generation tent name, fourth generation. That dog coming directly off no Yellow, off tent, and you talking modern day stuff. Mm-mm. Because you said exactly this now. That stuff's supposed to be way back there. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be way back there. But you got brothers who popping out with that tent yellow stuff in the 4th generation, and the dogs not even, they're coming from tent. Only person that got them like that is the dogs that coming from tent. Anybody you see with yellow in the 3rd generation, I guarantee you the dog coming from tent. You won't see none of the bulldogs that bred the yellow from the 90s in them 3rd generations and 4th generations, unless they did heavy inbreeding, inbred with every single dog coming down off yellow. And you ain't gonna hard too much see it like that.
Yeah, it is valuable information, man. You don't know what you could have sold this for?
Hey, I know I'm not in it for the money. I just I mean, I just appreciate what PBK is doing.
Hey, some stuff one thing about it, me and that brother didn't do a pre, like everything we was doing was, right then. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what he was gonna talk about. We did the interviews. I gave brothers what I what it was. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't about money. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing that got the dog game fucked up now, because the same shit Tant was doing, making everything about money. If I wanted to hold all this information back for the bread, then it wouldn't have never got out, because a lot of these brothers won't spend to hear that type of shit.
And let me ask you another thing. So back then, we had some pretty big people, within this area. And to be honest with you, the people knew he was so crooked. The only people in our state that were really buying dogs was freaking Crossroads. You know what I'm saying? And a whole yard was given away of Tant dogs, given away, free. Come get them off my yard. Here's the papers. Take them. And guess what they did? They filled their yard with cruise dogs, Rocky dogs, Miss Rocky. You know what I'm saying? How this is people that were going to shows, and Tant was hollering out from, and I'm gonna speak on one incident, and I'm not gonna. The 2 big kennel names from the Florida area was there. What I'm talking about. Tant was losing. Tant was sitting right there, was losing. Tant screams out, grab hold. The opposite person that reached down and touched their dog, thinking that the person in there said to take hold. And guess what? He lost because he reached down and touched his dog. Now, some very big people, and I'm not going to call, you know what I'm saying, because I don't do that.
Yeah.
But when I tell you, I'll just say this, that I'll hint out there, Nico. Anybody knows who owned the Nico dog? That's who, you know what I'm saying? There you go. But so, you know what I'm saying? People that do crooked ass shit like that, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was all support. I was with him. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to see the outcome coming his way, but not like that. That made me embarrassed to even get in the driver's seat of the car and drive away from there with him. Who wants that? Who wants on a technicality like that? Going for their third.
Hey, that's why I tell brothers about being green and thinking you know everything. Sometimes that's what you call a pro move. Cause see, you don't grab the dog till the referee say grab him.
Exactly.
No matter what that man say. Now if he was refereeing, that was different. But if he was going against that dude and he say grab my dog, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look at the referee. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look at him. If he don't give me that eye, he don't tell me what's what, then I'm like, man, what the hell you talking about? Grab hell. I ain't grabbing shit. Shit, you better come with it. Hey, grab him, ref. Y'all need to grab him. But with some people not thinking, and when he yell that out, it'll make a person go reach out there and try to grab their dog, and they touch him, boom. That's a professional move on a guy that you try to make, that you feel like green. That's why I say it's all kind of tricks and trades that brothers do. You know what I'm saying? That brothers will do to you that win you out that show. You know what I'm saying? To win you out that show. Me and you going against each other, and I yell out, oh, grab him out of the hole. He out of the hole. He out of the hole. Grab your dog. And you grab him. I mean, you know, it's just gonna go down to the, you know, I don't know, bro. And then that can go back to saying, you know, the Tant maybe had favoritism with the referee or something. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling. Ain't no telling, man.
So nephews just said, while we got you in the building, can you give us a good pit story? Why with Tant? Listen, Tant never. Tant was always a spectator. He was never a handler. He always had, and now it all makes sense. Why? Because I always wonder, why is he sending everything off? Why is he not? Why is this? Why is that? But it all makes sense because the whole time, you know, technically he can't. Being a federal informant or being this and that, you can't participate in that. I'm not gonna say he can't be there because who knows why he was there. He could have been doing that to give information to this person, to that person, whoever. Tant didn't handle his dogs. For anybody that knows, like I said, you know, he didn't handle dogs no more. He had other people do it. Now, a good pit story, I will say this. Tant was famous for way back in the day. He kept a certain substance in his pocket, and when his dog was down and out and looking like he ain't gonna go no more, he would lick his finger, stick it in his pocket, get a good of that old good stuff, and rub it on the gums of their mouth, and it would actually bring a little bit of life back to him, and you'd see him, and then as soon as the little shit wore off, he'd be right back to what he's doing, and when he would turn or grab hold, and he went to the corner, he'd do the same thing. You know, but I can't tell you no good pit story because the man, after the shit happened with Bill, you rarely seen him in the box. He wasn't going in the box no more. He blamed it because he was getting older and his knees and his hip and this and that. Come on, bro. I know Mountain Man. Lester was how old? You know what I'm saying? He was still doing what you know what I'm saying? He wasn't all broke up. Hell, I can talk about because he did. Pitbull Rick he had diabetes. He got his leg cut off. He had a fake leg. I watched the man climb in and walk around, and his fucking fake leg fell off. And what does he do? He reaches down, puts his leg back up, puts it back on. But Tant saying his back hurts and his knees hurt, and he ain't doing this no more. Bullshit. So as far as good pit story goes, man, bro, I ain't gonna sit here and make nothing up or do anything. The man was never in the box. Man, that's just facts. Now, when he's campaigning yellow and doing all that, yeah, of course the man's in the box. But that man from 99, 2000, I ain't gonna say he never was in there because I'm sure there's a time or two when he might have did, but no. He was never in there.
Yeah. JBo. K-Bo say let you talk.
See, I won't touch that. I won't touch the subject. I ain't certified enough to touch the subject. I had Dabo stuff.
Yeah.
Unless you won't have a seance and be called Bullison back or something. I'm gonna have to leave that alone. Y'all talking about.
Hey, Fat Farm Ray say South Carolina, don't put that on North Carolina. Hey, salute the Fat Farm Ray in the building, man. Salute all the brothers in the building. Green Team, James D's, man. James D say, how about the Cody and Mayday match? Any one of y'all brothers got knowledge on that other than what we read?
I don't know nothing about anything with Mayday because I ain't gonna say I wasn't allowed, but that was a sore subject. Mayday was like a cuss word at the dinner table on Sunday after church. You get what I'm saying? Where I was. And I'm just speaking the facts on that.
Yeah.
Y'all ever used to get together and roll some of them dogs?
Who? David? Me and David?
Yeah. Y'all ain't never used to roll none of them dogs?
Oh yeah. That's why I took the charge like he did. He had everything detailed. Who it was, how long it was, what color, what weight, what everything. Oh yeah. And like I said before, the shit wasn't like more shit was coming back than not coming back. You know what I'm saying? It was looking good, but David was only doing 10 to 15 minutes. Even okay, I don't know how, some people believe this way, that way. The first time or two, yeah, I get what you know what I'm saying? But to be actually tested like he was claiming to be, they weren't going over 10 or 15 minutes. Nothing. I mean, I'm not saying they wouldn't go. I'm saying he wasn't putting them through that. And that's why most of the shit was coming back, because hell, anything that was bred like that should hang 10 or 15 minutes. You get what I'm saying? But when somebody's coming in and they're spending $5,000 for a dog that's just proven ready to go, and you ain't looked at it past 15 minutes, and you're looking at it with your own stuff. I mean, well, what about when you get on? And I don't know what y'all feel about Eli dogs and stuff like that. But what the fuck you gonna do when you get on one of them damn wrecking ass dogs that's gonna wreck you for 20 minutes? You ain't putting that pressure on you. You know what I'm saying? What you looking at, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of his stuff, and I'm not down in it, but a lot of his stuff did nothing but ride. You know what I'm saying? When he realized there was trouble, he rode. And like I said, that's nothing against that. You know what I'm saying? But you get into one of them hard biting ass. Well, shout out to Wee Willie from down here. He disappeared. I don't know where he's at. And when gangbusters went down behind the whole David stuff, Wee Willie had some, like I said, dogs right off of Bobby Hall's yard, and was some fucking monsters. And I'm gonna tell you something. I've seen some of the yellow stuff didn't even want to do nothing after 15 minutes. But yeah, I rolled, many, and that was my downfall. Because when everything was busted and they went in his house down there and got all these videos, got all these phone calls, got all his famous book. The man kept a book of everything he sold to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Anything he rolled, anything that came back, anything, it was detailed in books. And a lot of people don't know. You know what I'm saying? I got a 15-year suspended sentence. And guess what? They never caught me with a dog. They had more. I couldn't afford a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? I was living what I was living. I got a public defender. This man got a however many $1,000 lawyer he had. And the man built a case against me just on the evidence he had that they found.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Anybody that bought a dog was logged. Anything that was rolled was logged. Detailed, logged. Any phone calls that were made to that yard, whether it be personal or business, was recorded. So anything that was talked about with him and anybody, or with me and anybody, was recorded. So that's why, I mean, it was a case. I mean, you don't have no choice. How you gonna fight that? How you gonna beat that? He had more. He gave the information to the police, and guess what? This is the fact remains. That's what was my downfall. When they seen the roll log and seen how many times and you know what I'm saying, how many times a week it was, or how many times, I had no. I mean, what it was built. So I would say, because they know, and I can speak about it, and people can say what they want. I've seen at least 200. And there's been some real good ones. Matter of fact, nephews asked me, any real good ones. Everything that was going to Bad Bulldog was very, very good. And Bad Bulldog knew what to do. Bad Bulldog, was from South Carolina, but went to Texas and Florida, and had some of the oldest Chavis stuff. He had a direct link to Fletcher's grandson, Mr. Chavis's grandson, and everything that was going to him was very, 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 very good. But I want to hear from other people about how very, very good their yellow dogs are. I mean, excuse me, they were buying them back then. I'm talking about, people that didn't experience that. But how come you don't hear about all these good dogs coming off of yellow, or off of AAA, or off of this and that, or even producing? But you hear about the Mayday stuff. You hear about what Victor did, and you know what I'm saying? That was the good ones. But people didn't realize about all the bad ones. But if you put it on paperwork, he's a registered merit dog, because it was said he was bred that many times. But you got so many discrepancies in between.
Yep. Now I ain't gonna lie. When I had Sambo, the boys who had Big John told me then, that the rumor was Toe Jam was off AAA. You think that mattered to me? You think I heard that back then? That was in the 90s. That shit didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Because you can only go by what you see on the paper, and it is what it is. You got a dog in front of you today. You can't worry about all that stuff. In the past. As far as what you can't control. You know what I'm saying? You can't worry about what you can control. You just know what it is. You just know what it is. Hey JBo, KBo said, how you like the Weird Jack stuff?
I didn't see many of them Weird Jack. I seen the brick stuff, the champion brick stuff. Some off of Low Jack, and some directly off of Blackjack. I like the brick stuff and the Low Jack. The ones that old boy had off the Blackjack dogs didn't make it.
Mm.
Damn, people want my social on here. God dang, you want my social? Hey, look, hit me up. There's a way to get in touch with me. I'll show it to you in person. I ain't blast my damn social on no comments. But if you really want to see my credentials and don't do no sneak shit and walk up to my house and bust some windows out of some shit, do it real. Call me up. Let's meet somewhere. Let's talk. You want to see my ID and my social and all that? You want to run some shit? By all means. I ain't gonna blast my shit on here so somebody can steal my identity. Next thing you know, it's this, that, this, and that. That's crazy as hell to even say some shit like that. But that just shows what type of people it is. Who's gonna give their information out online? Next thing you know, David will have all kinds of accounts on my name and shit.
Hey, Jay's Moonlight said, JBo, you familiar with the Grand Champion Shine?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm familiar with Shine. Shine, they was some Bob Olano stuff.
What line of dogs that is? Like far as blood?
Yeah, they was some Rascal Bread stuff.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Shine. I think he had a pretty good litter mate too out of them dogs. Shine was a pretty good dog. I think we bred to Shine one time and got some pretty good dogs out of Shine to the sugar bitch. And then they got a 2-time one out of her.
Damn. Yeah. Let me see. D-Ball say.
And they tell him, look at that Shine to Texas, to the Texas bitch.
Shine to Texas?
Yeah, Shine to Texas. Tell him to look at that. There was some good ones too. And they say anything off the Texas bitch was pretty good.
Damn. I'm checking the pad out now. Is it A&K Shine? A&WK Shine?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm checking the pad out right now. You say bred the Texas? What the dog name was?
Yeah, Texas. I think her name was Texas.
I see Sugar, Rob Sugar.
Yeah, that's a man, look at that and then. You'll be surprised when you see that and then.
The dog I'm looking at now named Big P Old. You ever heard of that dog?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the dog I'm looking at right now. Well, I ain't looking at the dog, I'm just looking at the pedigree. 5-time winner. He coming off Reno. He coming off the Reno dog. Or a Reno dog. He got a lot of names. Mountain Man. I see Mountain Man in there a good bit. See Mountain Man up in there. I guess Unknown done roll out on us. Big shouts out to Unknown rocking with us tonight. Saturday Night Live. Big shouts out to the Unknown. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. JBo, man, I ain't, like I was telling you at the beginning of the show, man, I ain't talked to you in a couple weeks, man.
Yeah, man, I ain't been able to get my phone right the last week. I don't know what's going on with that.
I told them brothers I'm gonna do the call in live and let y'all brothers call in if you want to, you know what I'm saying? just straight live to the phone link. You know what I'm saying? Just hit the phone up. As well.
They tell me I think Shine is out of Texas.
I think that's the only one that had came up when I pulled it up.
You pull up the Shine and Sugar.
That's the one that had the dog I was asking you about just now. Shine the Rob Sugar had Big P Omar. Shine the Sugar had let's see. Shine the Sugar had Riverview and Big P's April.
Yeah, that's the bitch I'm talking about.
That
I was
bitch
a
is
bad
bad.
bitch. Yeah.
Yeah, ain't no picture up here.
That's it. She got killed in a train accident.
Oh damn. Damn. What color she was?
She was
Black, white,
black.
black.
Yeah, she was black. Shine threw a lot of brindles.
What color Shine was? Black.
He was black. He threw a lot of brindle dogs. I think Omar and that Zoe bitch was brindle.
Damn.
I think that other bitch that pup gang had was brindle too.
Was them dogs good producers as far as like puppies, healthy puppies and stuff like that?
Yeah.
They
I only
wasn't.
seen a few of them. I seen a couple of the ones that was bred off of that Sugar bitch because the bottom side of that pedigree mine. So I kind of paid attention to those. And the ones off of that bouncer bitch they had bred him too. I had seen some of them.
Oh yeah, nephew's bulldog. Unknown say his phone died, man. You know how that we on that 2 hour live, boy. You know your phone ain't. You know how that phone thing go. He say his phone died, but he appreciate all the brothers tonight. I told him, man. I told him about the boys in the chat. I told him you gotta be careful. Hey, unknown. I told you about my brothers in the chat now. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you coming on live, for the first time, you kind of want to stay out that chat. I ain't gonna lie to you. You just want to focus on the story and what you telling. You want to stay out that chat because brothers have so many different opinions, and it'll throw you off your story. What you trying to say? It'll fuck your head up, man. That's why. So that's why I was saying that to the brother unknown. Salute the brother Nick Hooks for the $5 donation to the channel. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate that, Nick Hooks. Appreciate that, fam. Squared circle. I see you out there. By the time I think I already shot you out one time, but hell, you be rocking with me every week, so it don't hurt to shoot you out again. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Mayhem say the Sharks in here. Yes, sir.
They say R and D is them Showtime tougher.
Let me find that for you, JBo. Showtime's Tuffy.
Yeah.
You heard of that dog before?
No, that's a hell of a name.
We had a Beach Boy Billy dog named Tuffy. He was alright, but he had a fucked up ass Easty Westy looking. That's one of the only dogs I ever seen with a pit bull would had a bad Easty Westy type disposition with his feet. That was some Beach Boy Billy stuff.
The Beast Boys used to be a popular name back in the day.
Yeah. I don't hear too many people talking about that stuff now though.
Yeah, they stayed in the journal.
Not
I
white.
need to have a whole page in the journal.
Hey JBo, the dog you talking about, is it Hubs Tuffy? Or they talking about, is it Hubs Tuffy?
It's gone off the screen.
Damn. Oh, RMDNM right there. I see it. Sorry about that, brothers. I'm trying to pull it up. The wrong Tuffy came up just now. RMDM. I can't pull that up for some reason, fam. Maybe it's registered on another name, or I ain't typing it in right. Oh, I see Miss Showtime's Tuffy. Man, that must be the wrong dog, cause them Staffordshires. Is that the dog you talking about, bro? Cause them say American Staffordshires. Tex Rock, Miss Blue. That might be a different. It's a D R&D's Miss Showtime. Tuffy. I don't know, man. I don't think that's the right dog y'all talking about. I don't think that's the dog, JBo. It could be them boys like to talk about staff sometimes.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Look, I'll be right back.
All right. Salute the brother Green Team. Yes, sir. Jenny Lewis, I see you. Thanks for coming out tonight. Let's see. K-Bo say unknown jump the box. His phone went dead, big dog. His phone went dead. Salute the brother Melvin Brown. I've been seeing you in the building, bro, but I didn't want to interrupt the brothers talking. Salute to you, family. Appreciate you coming out tonight. Yes, sir. Young old head, man. I like that name. Appreciate the 999 donation to the channel, big homie. Trying to speak too fast. Can't get it out. Appreciate the donation, fam. Now, Future Kendall say that Earl Jr. stuff working in the right hands. I could believe that, Future Kendall. I heard that before. I could believe that. JBo, you came back or you still gone? Oh, he's still gone. Yeah, I can believe that, Future Kendall. I haven't heard any bad stuff about that Earl Jr. stuff. Me, myself, personally, I haven't heard any bad stuff about it.
You seen it? You seen a lot of
it? Nope. And one thing, I haven't seen a lot of that Earl Jr. stuff because that stuff is really heavy. Garner got some of it, but the brother Epinett got a lot of that stuff. Is it Epinett or the it's one of them brothers over there in the Oklahoma section. You know what I'm saying? One of them brothers got all that Earl Jr. stuff. I want to say it's Epinett with the damn that dog I did a video on for a little while ago. JBo, you done went out on me too. JBo went out on me on the 2-hour mark. Yeah, Marvin Glover say Epinett. Yeah, Epinett got that dog. I'm trying to think of the dog name. I can't think of the dog name. Hey, JBo, I thought you went out on me too.
Yeah.
Earl, Green Team say Earl Jr. bred to Rascal Touch of Cottonham. Now I believe that Earl Jr. bred with that, some red boy stuff. I don't see where you can go wrong at. That's your mouth and that's your go. And a lot of that Eli stuff, like I said, some of that Eli stuff will stay down. A lot of that Eli stuff got a bad reputation because of what that Frisco stuff and that some of that Chinaman stuff came out doing. But a lot of that Eli stuff can go just the distance, the same distance that red boy stuff can do. You know what I'm saying?
I like that stuff though. I've seen some ones right off of Earl.
Yeah.
I seen the champion Casper. I seen Casper bred to a daughter, grand champion Psycho. We had a few the rat dog, the hillside rat dog.
Yeah.
Small, man. All of them was in their 20-some pound dogs. They were little bitty dogs, but they was fast as hell,
Mm-hmm.
Fast mouth, they was fast as hell. I ain't really getting nothing off the one that I had, but she was kind of slow,
Yeah.
They were some pretty good dogs. Now the ones the Appanaker stuff. I don't know. I think I like to hear Them Earl dogs, man, them motherfuckers was the real deal. Directly off of Earl,
Yeah,
Happy Jack dog, man, them dogs will put their mouth down, bro. I'm talking about the real way.
damn. Marvin Glover say tell about Casper, JBo.
He was white. About all I got to say about him.
Hey,
Yeah, I don't want to go there, dog, because it got a second part, so I don't want to go there.
yeah.
I'll
I
tell
feel
you
you.
about the first part. I'm going to tell you about the second part, and I don't think that's legal. They already talking about Tank. And I'm sitting there on the top. Yeah, and the sister about me, too. If I'm going to lie to you about the first part, I got to tell you about the second part.
Hey, I feel you on that, bro. I feel you on that. Yeah,
But they
one of the
bred
brothers.
type of psycho, dog. My partner had them dogs. The ones that was off of psycho to the Casper dog. And I also seen Casper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I seen the Epineckis raising cage and stuff, the champ stuff. I mean, the chance stuff. I think Chance was off a raghead to his little mate sister. They bred that to some of the hillside rat stuff, and it made nuclear bombs. As a matter of fact, at one time, boy, them people had some bad dogs off of them dogs.
That's the dog I was talking about, the hillside rat. That's the dog I was trying to think of his name just a few seconds ago.
Hmm. Yeah, I seen him off a hat. I seen him off a, what was his name? Was Hitler? What is his name? Hitler? They did it one time when I called Hitler. Then they had another one, Lex. Bayou Kennels, they have Lex. Like he won one or two. No, they was heavy in the area at one time. You know, they ain't number Frisco stuff. So it was similar to the raghead stuff. And they was trying to put them together, you know. One thing I found out that rags, Chinaman dog, Frisco dogs to Frisco dogs make rank curves.
Mm. That's probably why I didn't like the Eli and Chinaman stuff, because we mostly got the Frisco stuff. When I got the Chinaman and Eli stuff, or just the Eli in general, it was mostly from the Frisco stuff, because that was popular what Garner had during that time. So brothers was going to get it, and at the same time, brothers been young, so Garner, will sell you certain things or whatever, and he probably ain't gonna sell you everything because of the fact that we was young or whatever. But we had a lot of that Frisco stuff. A lot of
Mm.
that Frisco stuff, and it got a
Now, now,
fan.
now, now, I ain't speaking of opinion.
Yeah,
I'm speaking of the ones that I seen. I seen them directly off of Frisco. I went and took the dog directly off of Frisco. So I seen them even off of Frisco.
man, we had them bitches directly off Frisco, and them bitches couldn't be stopped. They was black dogs directly off
And
Frisco,
the
and
ones
directly we had some directly off Chinaman.
the ones I seen was black, but they could been they got stopped though.
Hmm.
Matter of fact, the rest of them got stopped too. They didn't even try to start the rest of them. They got rid of those, you know.
Yep.
But the ones off of Earl though, like, damn dog, we went into a champion Happy Jack for his third one. I think they got time was 15 minutes, but boy, that shit didn't go 10 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't want to share that ass with Malone. I almost told my partner name just now. I me sharing that ass with Malone.
Hey, Pro, if you're listening, I'm about to send you the link to your Facebook. I'm about to send you the link, Pro, if you're listening. You know what I'm saying? Hey, my phone been fucking up all week, man. I told JBo earlier I supposed to have a new phone, but it's still late on me, JBo. We still got it to work though. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But Pro, I'm sending you the link to your Facebook if you want to get on. If you checking it out right now, you know. JBo, you ever ran into that Cottonham stuff K-Bo said?
Yeah, I think lockdown bred Charlie Brown. There's a male I had Charlie Brown to a Cottonham bitch. They got bull riders, buckwheat out of that.
Mm.
The Lannis was a two-time winner out of that. Me and Dog Man TV lost with the bitch. I think they had another one time went out of that. Man, but them some decent ass dogs. I didn't see. I seen some of the Frank White stuff bred to most of the like the Grand Champion Psycho stuff. He was some Cottonham stuff,
Damn.
and that's the stuff that they bred to the Casper dog. I seen a whole litter of them. She might be on the net, Mr. Joe's. It come to me before we be quiet. Goddamn it, Mr. Joe's. Goddamn, he about on the motherfucking back streets hollering the name loud as hell. Mocha, Mr. Joe's Mocha. There, anybody want to go back and check that out? Looking at that.
Joe's Mocha.
I think it was Mocha. He had two of them bitches. I don't know if Mocha the one or the other been the bitch he had.
Oh, damn.
What's the better, the Eli strain, Bullison?
So the Bullison the best Eli strain. If you can get the tightest bred Bullison dogs, that's the best way to go.
I think so, especially if I could cross it with some Malone and stuff. And I know it is if I could. They give me a cross to it. But you got to look at it. Look what come from Bullison. You got Midnight Cowboy stuff. You got the Skull stuff. You got the Maverick stuff. You got a couple of strains of bullets that really produce some dogs. Eli Jr. With Rascal. Who else on the Eli Jr. side? Yeah, bullets and suspect, but that Curry son bitch produced some hell of a fucking dogs though, man.
Yeah,
I'm with
yeah.
you. There shouldn't have been no puppies off of bullets. I'm with that too.
You said it shouldn't have been no puppies off of them.
No, I wouldn't. If I was the owner of Bullison, I wouldn't have had no dogs off of Bullison.
Mm.
I'm one of them dumb cats. He would have quit out and came home and got rid of everybody that was off of him. I would have missed out on the Bullison train, you know.
Hey, you would have been the only one. Everybody else was missed out on them too.
Yeah, well, I'd have gave him away. You know, you quit on me. When I come home, if anybody kin to you, you gotta go.
Gotta go.
Yeah, they gotta go. I ain't had my spot was big enough to sit there and clap my fucking feet like y'all did. Goddamn it, you had to get off of my spot.
Yeah. Every time you look at him, you gonna think about what his damn granddaddy
Boy,
did or his daddy.
I'm about to look at you. You better be away from my house before I get home. Shit, I'm making the call from the spot. Boy, them bitches got to be gone when I get there. I don't hold no grudges, you know, but that's the only way I can maintain my small spot, dog. I couldn't have no maybes and
Yeah.
if I could, you know, it had to be spot on. Either I had to be wrong. I'd rather be wrong to be guessing.
Yeah. That's how it was. That's how it was. Back in the days for me, I had a small spot, so I could only keep the best ones out of out of the bunch, and you couldn't
Yeah.
you couldn't really make too many mistakes.
Then my spot was so small, dog. I can make a breeding, and I got 10 puppies. I can't keep with one.
I feel you on that, dog. I feel you on that. I
You know,
feel you on that.
you can't pick and choose when you start handing them out. You just got to hope they get into the right hands, you know. So
Yeah.
some you got to sell cheap.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was kind of
Sell them
I ain't
cheap or give them away.
yeah,
One or
well, I
the
did
other.
quit the dog. I wasn't one of the ones in case because he could quit. I just ain't want that on my conscience, you know.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, I got one for you, JBo, right here. I think Kbo talking to you. How long did it take for you to really get your stuff the way you really wanted it?
Oh, I come to motherfucking yard swinging the first or one of the first ones I got. Oh, he went twice. So I had some Doc Holiday stuff. So if I tell you the truth before that, because it just come to me, something told me I was lying while I was talking. Fuck, I remember I spent 2 years on some other bullshit. Yeah, bro. About 2 years. I forgot about that other shit. It's good you always want to tell the truth about some shit, but you get to remember about that other shit. So it took about 2 years. You know what it took? You know what it took 2 years to do? It took me 2 years to get around the right people that was going the way that we was going.
Yeah.
It took us that long to get into the circuit of the people that, we needed nobody to do what we wanted to do, I had to make no call to get somebody to do something for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It take you that long to find out what works, what I can't use when I go right down the street to to New Orleans. New Orleans used to show us a lot what you can't go nowhere with.
Mm.
They got some high caliber bulldogs in New Orleans. That's some high caliber dog men and some real honest ass niggas amongst the thieves.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, dog.
So
I was in New Orleans, dogs, and New Orleans niggas, but them niggas was the truth, dog. We kind of piggyback off of what they did. Most of us, we got the OGs that didn't need them, but the boys paid away.
and they said what you bred Doc to, the Doc stuff to.
I was foolish enough to not know enough about it. Only I know they could win, but I didn't know about where it came from until the end. So
Yeah.
I bred him to the little big sister or somebody else, dog. But I never bred him with the G Red bullshit that I had.
Mm.
Foolish, bro. Foolish, bro. That's one of the dumbest things I ever did. Was not breed that dog to them dogs.
Yeah. Damn. Salute.
Bullshit. Somebody got a monster off of it.
What you say?
But I beat him to a piece of bullshit, and people were getting monsters off of it.
Oh damn. Damn.
Say, bro,
Salute.
he was a monster, bro.
Damn. I made to cut you off now. I was just about to say salute to brother John Kramer. Say he got a little dropping right now.
Oh, boy. I know you're happy, man. I ain't had no puppies in 8, 9 years.
Boy, you ain't gonna know what to do, JBo, when them things get stuck in the bag.
Yeah, and shit, I ain't got no females, so some
Oh.
just sticking around here. I don't know what to do.
Hey, you gotta start getting rid of them. Hey, you sitting there bullshit. One of y'all get pregnant, boy.
Yeah, bro. I got one dog, and he out there hollering at a possum right now.
Hmm.
You don't want
Jenny
no trouble.
Jenny Lewis say, "Why do you have a show and you don't answer? What do you want me to answer, Jenny? If you was talking to me, I'm not sure if you was talking to me or not. But what do you want me to answer? We try to answer everything we try that we can see. You know, one way to make your question get known is you throw a little couple dollars to the chat. Throw a couple dollars in there and make your comment be real bright. But go ahead and ask the question, Jenny, so I can answer it. You know, you know, how was Doc bread? How was Doc bread?
Our dog bread,
Yeah,
holidays dick.
holidays, Dick.
Yeah.
What type of dog is that?
A Doc Holiday, Tom Garner dog.
Okay.
His side was off of Doc Holiday. His mom was off Doc Holiday. His grandmother was off Doc Holiday.
What about Ramrod? What about Ramrod? Jessica Love said, "How did Ramrod come about?"
Ramrod.
I know about.
Ramrod.
I heard about Ramrod, but I never ran none of that stuff, so I can't comment on nothing. I never ran. or you know, I don't really know too much about it.
Ram.
I look in the online page real quick though to see what he was coming off of. I heard the name.
Yeah, I heard of a couple of ramrods.
Ramrod Tramp dog. That's got to be the dog they talking about. That dog off Jeep, Marlowe's Tabby Girl, and that's the most famous Ramrod that's out. No rides. Fat Farm Ray said no rides. No rides Ramrod. Let's see what no rides Ramrod off. I wanted to say no rides earlier, but I wasn't sure if I was, you know, if I'd have been wrong or not, so I didn't say it. I thought it was no rides. Nope.
Who
Man,
got
ain't no no rides Ramrod came up.
they got him off a spike.
Huh?
I saying to say who Doc's father was. They got him registered, and there's some shit to say with the time register them off a spike, but he really off a Chinaman.
Yeah, that was what they've been saying for the last couple of years.
The conspiracy right there. Huh?
They got him off Garner Spike and Garner's Miss Molly. Miss Molly is coming off Abernathy's boy, Abernathy's Molly, which is over Woods Trouble, which would be one of Snooty brothers. And on the top is coming off Hoot and Snake, Wood Snooty again. Snooty bred to one of his brothers' offspring. Well, Snooty offspring will be Spike Dog, the Spike Dog. Spike bred to one of Snooty brothers' offspring. Get Doc Holliday. Now, one thing, man, that Jeep and Red Boy, I ain't gonna lie, that combination there goes good with a lot of stuff. You can run that Jeep if you got that Jeep and Red Boy bred good and tight. Now that might be a cross that can go pretty much with anything. That Red Boy Jocko, that was a hellified cross, but that Jeep and that damn Red Boy Jeep stuff, boy, that's a little more dangerous when it's bred right than that Red Boy Eli. That Jeep Red Boy stuff is whoo. I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. You take that Jeep Red Boy and put a speck of anything in it. Back in them days when they was coming off of them dogs, you know, you take that Jeep and Red Boy and put a little bit of Eli in it, whatever you want to put in it, you know, and it's gonna work.
God damn, bro, that's interesting. That's interesting that you came up with that. The Jeep Red Boy.
Only thing about it, it was no Jeep Red Boy crosses made to be famous like Yellow was. They actually made that name the Jeep Red Boy cross. You know, Yellow was famous for making that Red Boy Jocko cross and being the foundation for that cross, you know?
Yeah, the famous Jeep Red Boy cross dog is Tab, and he's famous for producing.
Yeah.
The famous Red Boy Yellow Dog is famous for fighting.
Mm-hmm. And Tab will be a Jeep Red Boy. I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeep, yeah.
Yeah.
But he known for producing.
Yep. And then the stories get crazy on him sometimes.
Yeah. About he had keloids all over his dick and wasn't breeding him.
Mm-hmm.
And the man track record ain't too smooth either.
Yep. Now that I ain't had too many dealers with that Jeep Eli. I mean Red Boy Eli, Jeep Eli, none of that type of stuff, but we did see some of that damn Jeep Red Boy stuff.
Yeah, but don't leave the Frisco stuff out. Don't leave that Frisco stuff out. That Frisco with that fucking Jeep Rascal stuff, hell too.
The Frisco and Jeep Rascal?
Yeah.
That's
no,
good.
Red Bar Rascal.
Oh, Red Boy Rascal. Now Rascal, I want to say I had about 3 Rascal dog with Rascal in it throughout my whole life. You know, that's just they weren't even heavy Rascal. They just had a little bit of Rascal in them. But I don't know too much. I hear a lot of people talking about that Rascal. What was the Rascal good for back then? Smartness, mouth, or what? Or gameness, or
Mouth
Mouth.
ability.
So what when they went Jeep Rascal, what was they going for? When they Jeep had mouth too, right?
I just heard it was a game dog. I never heard him about putting no
Mouth.
laying them that hardware down like that. They put they will you go back to the boot or stuff to put the stuff that you're missing in it.
Yeah, yeah,
Using the red ball stuff to keep it going. They use the deep stuff, I guess, for the intelligence of being a head dog.
yeah, yeah,
Make a complete dog.
yeah.
Which ain't wasn't many of them. Cause that's that ace that we would be arguing about.
Yep, yep. Salute to Gilroy Kennels in the building. I see you, big dog. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a hell of a cross though. I ain't never really seen the Eli Jeep red ball stuff too much.
I know damn right now, I would say Tom Garner got some of the biggest teeth dogs that I've seen in the modern day time. But back in the days, them Jeep dogs I used to see, man, them dogs had hangers on them, boy. I'm talking about some hangers on them, the ones I see.
See, that's what the Chinaman, like the rag stuff, used to put back into them dogs. They throw teeth in them dogs. They were carriers of big teeth, and they put it in your dogs. Fucking 2-inch teeth, size of your fucking finger in their mouth.
A lot of dogs couldn't take that shit, boy. You got teeth long like tiger teeth.
Yeah, bro, and they're skinny too.
Mm-hmm. Now we had a dog that was coming off of one of Chinaman's sons. It might have been Frisco, but I want to say it went Frisco, and it was coming off the dog I was telling you about, Toe Jam, which is supposed to be coming off Yellow back then, but we had already heard AAA, and that dog was that was one of the dogs that was one of my own personal dogs. That was actually the dog that I let Bo be away just for the fuck of it, being young and dumb on the yard or whatever. He was a skinny dog. He was an athletic type frame and shit, fast kind of dog, but he was just a straight dummy dog. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't even, you know how you say you had some dummy dogs that you damn took out and beat some damn dogs with?
Yeah.
He wasn't one of them kind of dummy dogs. He was a damn just get this dog out my yard, and I bought a dog from Crossroad that had Jeep Red Boy Jocko papers on it. And he looked it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I could have took him to an 80-bed confirmation show, and I would have kicked ass with him because he had that physique. He was skinny kind of, and he's had that kind of skinny head and the bulldog look to him, but he wasn't hitting no shit. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't hitting no nothing. I ain't gonna lie. But my homeboy had some Frisco dogs, bro, and that's why I brag on them, because before we got that yellow stuff, he had some Frisco dogs, man, and them dogs couldn't be stopped. I ain't gonna lie to you, they was black dogs. And everything he put them dogs on, they couldn't be stopped. He had named one of his Frisco, and them dogs was kicking ass. But only thing about it, when you're young and you get the yellow dogs was a little bit bigger than the Frisco dogs. So if we would have been doing it how we were supposed to be doing it, them Frisco dogs that I'm telling you about would have never really had a chance to get on the yellow dog. But when you're young, he gotta go, he gotta see what's what. You know what I'm saying? She gotta see what's what. When they might be 7-8 pounds difference. You know what I'm saying? So that may be how. And we went to the backyard one day. I think he just died on the chain. He died on the chain.
Now they say the tramp dogs bad.
Which ones?
The tramp dogs.
That might be that's the same stuff that Garner pumping over there now.
And somebody said Red Ball Jeep all day through tramp. I heard the tramp dogs was some bad dogs.
Bad as in good bad or bad?
Badder than the tab dog.
Oh, okay. Or you talk about the tramp dogs that we were just talking about coming off a Jeep. The tramp dog coming off. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Now that's one thing I say, man. Can brothers tell the difference in they Jeep dogs that come off of Jeep dogs that's not off tab, then how they come off a tab? No disrespect to the tab dogs. I had plenty of them. I like some of them, but when you get Jeep dogs that's coming off Jeep dogs that's not on tab, you see a kind of different Jeep dog. You see the real Jeep dogs. You know what I'm saying? The tab.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
but I can tell you another entirely different dog than both of them.
Which one?
It's this fucking that yellow John Jeep Red
Mm,
Man shit. That Miller Champion Red Man.
yeah. That's a
That to the
that's a Paladin dog.
no, that's
Paladin.
no, that's similar to a Red Bar dog.
Okay.
Miller Champion Red Man stuff to the fucking little yellow Jeep stuff. Red
Yeah.
Bar. Man, them dogs produce a whole lot of dogs too. They in the conversation of the good dog thing too.
Yeah.
Just through them dogs and like the screaming demon stuff, all that. The cool buck stuff, the bubble stuff, the special stuff, the red man stuff.
Yeah.
They own too. And their game, play bro, their game is shit.
Yeah. I see one of the brothers in the comments say Yellow John Jeep Cross. Now that's the thing. I think Yellow John don't get enough credit as he should get for producing yellow. A lot of people that got dogs off Yellow John had some hella fine dogs. They didn't come off Yellow, just off Yellow John and whoever he bred to. Yellow John was a producer, but we like to talk about Yellow because of the the more fame and he was able to get out and talk to more people. Chavez, as you can see, Chavez, he was a yard. I guess he was to himself and the people who know him in his circle or whatever. Kbo say he had a screaming demon dog. Oh yeah, that hardcore Mike stuff. Hardcore Mike had that yellow and Jeep Rascal stuff. Yes, sir. Hardcore Mike definitely. You got that hardcore Mike stuff. You ain't got that bootleg.
Yeah.
Hard,
Anything coming down from Uncle Combine, dog. There was some good dogs, bro. That was the good times back then, bro. I went to go read I went to boot camp and I was going to breed to my whitehead bitch to her little mate brother. For the first time I bred her.
yeah,
And Uncle Combine was there. Uh, we chopped up a little while. He told me that I could breed to the cool buck dog. And I could always breed to the cottonmouth dog.
yeah,
And I guess they was just starting to get in cahoots with each other. So I guess I was used as the test dummy, to go up there and then make the first breed and kind of see what was gonna come out of them dogs. Said, bro, we got some good ones the first time, bro. I had one called Cool, or I think PB11. I gave my partner one. They went back and bred it to the Bubba 2 dog. I think Leon had a 2-time one out of there, and he lost his third one. And they bred it to some nail stuff, was the champion caps and stuff to the high tire killers, Roscoe dog.
yeah.
Then they took that and bred to some fucking champion show ball stuff. So them dogs still alive today, man.
Damn. Uh,
Not even talking about all the stuff that they did with the Pee Wee dog.
now I hear a lot of people talk about the screaming demon stuff. What you think about that stuff?
I didn't know nothing about it, man, because I was plugged up, man. But we had Mr. Levi, so I ain't know nothing about this stuff. I know about Shady Grady, and I know about Mr. Payne. So we
Yeah,
we we didn't need nobody because I also I got a son of Grand Champion Rowdy from our combine that he gave me for building a double cage for him.
mm,
I built him a double cage. He gave me a son of Grand Champion Rowdy. I built him another cage. He gave us all that center dog. We lost to the LA boys with the center dog round 140. So he wouldn't give, he was giving us dogs that we could use.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I ain't really know nothing about the Black Demon stuff till now. I didn't know nothing about Cool Bug Little Mate Brother, the now. But look at that, them dogs throw as well.
Yeah,
Tick and tack, like the Jeep Red Ball stuff, tick and tack.
yeah, yeah. Solo but connected asked me, have I heard of champion Patron Heavy Yellow Dog? I'm looking at his pedigree right now, brother. Solo but connected. Great looking pedigree. Great looking pedigree. I just see one bootleg dog in it though. It's great looking pedigree, and that's the Toe Jam dog, which is the same dog that Sambo come down off of. You know, but great looking pedigree, top to bottom. I'm looking at it. I never heard nothing about the dog, but when I seen you in the comments, you know, I had to see what you was talking about. Great looking yellow dog though. You know, a pedigree, any brother I love to have. I tell you like that. You can listen to when I say the bootleg or whatever, but any brother I love to have that pedigree. If it's a great dog behind it,
Damn, no, I didn't get a chance to see Psycho, man. I was there when they brought him. They put him on the yard, but I didn't get a chance to see him. I thought I was there. I thought I was gonna get a chance to see him against Grand Champion the Beast. That would have been a good one, boy.
I heard about Champion the Beast.
Yeah, bro, I was standing out there on the yard, and then I heard a ball call and give boot camp first dibs at it, and they was trying to go in to Psycho with the Beast.
Damn.
Boot camp had a big meal, yeah. Psycho was bad too. They say he was bad too.
Psycho was a grand champion.
Yeah, but that boy, ain't nobody had a resume like the Beast though. And I think the Beast, I think 1-5 or 6 or something like that. I think he beat 2 grand champions, 3 champions, 2-time winners, a couple 4-time winners. Ain't nobody had a resume like that, bro. They might have one of the best resumes in dogs.
Hey, that's that shit. That's that thing Pro was talking about a dog beating one timers and becoming a grand champion without going into a champion. He said he got a hell of a resume on him, huh?
Yeah, bro, he beat grand champion Bo Dukes. He beat champion Glock. I heard he looked kind of funny with Glock, but he beat champion Glock. I think he beat another 4-time winner. I think he beat multiple wrong.
Damn. So who you think was better between Psycho and the Beast?
That's New Orleans politics, boy. I ain't touching that. I ain't touching that.
Yeah, I feel you on that, bro.
Especially when I hadn't seen neither one of them go, so.
Yeah.
I'm just say I'm a fan and stay the fuck out the way of that.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, Psycho was big. They had another dog called Snakehead. They were thinking about using him around 50, 51, 52 pounds.
Yeah.
Instead of using Psycho. Now, which he was a bad dog also. He was off a raghead. But he was so much taller. He was bigger than Psycho. That's one out of it. When he had more legs, he was taller. He probably was all around out just flat out badder dog. Psycho might have been a gamer dog. You know, you never know that. You know.
Yeah.
Like they would have used Psycho. They'd have used the killer. That's what you need against the Beast.
Damn.
Who I don't know if you could just ride his head and get away with that and beat him, you know.
What kennel had Psycho?
I don't want to say. I don't remember. I don't want to say it was Cash Money or.
Or you say that's a New Orleans dog. That's a Louisiana.
No. Yeah, that boot camp was in New Orleans people.
Oh, okay.
But I don't want to say it was Cash Money or. Well, that's a good question. I ain't seen it so long. He just disappeared off Earth. You know, he just disappeared once. He won his last. He disappeared.
Them boys say it was boot camp click.
Yeah, that's who had the Psycho dog.
All right, Jenny. You can't be asking those questions you already know now. Now that we answering your questions, you can't be asking the questions you already know. Hey, it's all good though, cause hell, I learned something. I ain't knew who it was off of. Shit. Now I know. Now I know. Hey, JBo, what about that dog on across the screen, Champion Selma? You ever heard anything about her?
No. She look a little bitty bitch, Selma, champion Selma. No. I was trying to see if I remember her in one of the Scratchback magazines.
Seemed like I seen that name before in a magazine. I don't know. I'm about to check her out now. She a buckskin cream, light color cream dog. Look like a little small dog too. Look like she about a
Yeah.
30 some pounder. 30, 33, 34, maybe 32. She off champion Hammond's Nino, who coming off Hammond's Bruno on the top side. On the bottom side, she got Tutors. She off that Tutor stuff. Some more Hammond's dogs. And Forsyth's stuff at the very bottom, which is coming off of Tutor's dogs. Tutor's Jeff.
Oh, what Banjo weight was? He was a little small dog, wasn't
I'm not sure. When I ask people about banjo dogs, they always say they come out in the 40s, mid 40s.
he? Yeah, I seen a couple that was 50-some pounds. It was few. The white ones was bigger than the regular ones, but I hadn't seen so many of them. They had a few in the 50, but they was average 40-some pound dogs. But goddamn, the ones they had a lot of the small 30-some pound. Those were fucking bad ones. He
Yeah.
was a 34, 35 Banjo.
Every time I never really knew the weight, but every time I thought about it, every time I hear the name banjo, I think about small dogs.
Yeah. Most of my team was small, but I seen a few that were big though. Like I said, the white ones, all the white ones was 50 pounds.
Damn. Now, that's one thing I ain't never seen, a white banjo dog.
And the ones down from Champion Penny, they was white. And the ones down from that had a lot of boomerang stuff in them, they were white. They were bad too.
Mm.
Muscle heads, champion white boy. Fuck, I see all white Jeep dog.
You seen more white dogs back then than you see now.
Yeah, you ever seen all white Jeep dog? Not just the Harvard stuff, but just like all anybody was had fucking white Jeep dog.
I never seen an all white Jeep. I seen an all white red boy Jocko.
Yeah, the Zoo Crew. The Zoo Crew had white dog. I think he champion white boy. Zoo Crew's champion white boy.
Mm. Yeah, Green Team say Charlie was white, but Charlie was Jeep brother. He wasn't like the offspring. He wouldn't be considered like the offspring. Now Jenny say last 40 years she live and eat dogs.
What?
Oh, I know. I get, and that's why you can't text something, man. You can't text something because when you text it, it don't always come out like you said. For the last 40 years, you live and eat dogs. I know what you're saying now. You live, sleep, shit, and eat dogs. You know what I'm saying? I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, her life similar to mine.
Hey,
Hey,
yeah,
40
yeah,
years,
mine
40
too.
years old, I still was 20 something. So fuck. I've been going a long time too.
Hey, 40 years ago, I'd have been, whew, I couldn't even go out the house without no permission.
40 years ago. 40 years ago. I probably hadn't seen a grand champion. My partner had a grand champion. 8-time winner. They had several one-time winners around here. The whole neighborhood was in the dogs, bro. From fucking LSU. I ain't full from LSU. You could walk from my house to LSU in about 20 minutes or so. 25 minutes, you can walk there to shoot.
Damn.
And from there all the way back from where I'm at, dog, everybody had dogs. Everybody was doing dogs. Everybody was rolling dogs. I mean, everybody. See, I
Damn.
kind of came up in it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody was doing dogs and doing the wrong thing with them, you know.
Mm-hmm. Supreme Excellence One say, where the Boomerang Dogs at 2023? Where the boomerang dogs at? One of my partners had a heavy bred boomerang dog. The one I told you grab hold of my damn thumb and wouldn't let go, my damn finger. That had some boomerang in it, but other than that, I don't know. One of the brothers in the chat or JBo could tell you.
Everybody did. They don't carry the same names no more, you know. Everybody kind of crossed them dogs into their stuff.
Yeah.
That's how it got kind of scattered 2, 3, 9 years back when all them people was living. They kept the dogs pure and they kept the dogs to themselves. I think Jack Keller was the only one breeding that dog that produced that dog to be Grand Champion Bull. But champion Rawhide stuff, the Tarzan stuff, the stuff from Whack and Spat, all them people died. When the people died, you know, the people from up north come got them dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Crossed them all out. So Boomerang in 2023 probably named Johnson.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now I did hear one time before the boys in up there in Michigan had some good boomerang dogs up that way. I did hear that one time before. And one Scratch Line 2 said they down there in Florida too. City down there in Florida.
Yeah,
I don't see, even when you look on online page, you don't really see a whole bunch of like real inbred, line bred stuff off the boomerang. When you see boomerang damn near in the whole pedigree. I know some brothers out there that got some, I would love to see it, just to see how it's bred, to see how it look.
Ted Scratch Line, I'm sorry. Everybody around here did. My bad, Scratch Line. I stand to be corrected. I'm sorry, Mr. Pat. But everybody around here dead as a motherfucker. All that shit gone. They done crossed that stuff to some Jeep stuff and got good dogs. They done crossed that stuff into the banjo stuff and got some great ass dogs. They done took some of that stuff and crossed it to the Patrick. Snooted the blunt stuff. Most of that stuff three-way crosses now. They done took that people's stuff and then now crosses so much, most of it three-way crosses now.
Yep. Right about that.
Yeah, that stuff used to be pure, man. You look at the whole pedigree of Sorrels, Sorrels, a Whack and Spat.
Yeah. Oh, you know what and you know what I got mixed up too? We talking about the boomerang dog now. Yeah, that's the dog that did grab my finger. But before that, we was talking about the banjo dog. Now, they're not no kin, right? I'm asking you. I'm asking you. Is the banjo dog off the boomerang stuff? JBo, you can hear me?
Yeah,
The banjo and the boomerang stuff. I was asking you like, how is it? Is it kin? Is banjo off boomerang?
yeah, oh, Butcher Boy.
Okay.
But they had the stuff from River Spring. The River Spring stuff.
Yeah.
It causing a lot of the River Spring stuff.
Okay. You'll take some of that banjo stuff right now or that boomerang?
And not a day. I'm talking about right now today. I take some of it, and then somebody had to call me. I take a little bit more of it because I know what the cross is. What I would want with 3, 4 things. You could give me some banjo stuff. You give me a G Red Ball Rascal dogs. You give me a few rags dogs, raghead dogs. Give me a few raghead dogs. I want the motorhead stuff because it's the same stuff that I got. uh, a touch of some Cardenas bread dogs with some Maloney bread stuff in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably make my foundation for those dogs right there. I keep my Cardenas Maloney stuff the way it is, and if I cross the Cardenas stuff into the Jeep stuff, I wouldn't lose. I wouldn't lose my Maloney stuff with it. I
Yeah.
just cross it just straight Cardenas shoulder stuff to the red bar stuff. I wouldn't cross it the same way with my dogs with the Jeep stuff in it, because I was gonna get more just talented dogs. But the the rascal red bar to the Carver stuff,
Yeah.
I mean monsters. The less Jeep, all that stuff with the less Jeep you get better dogs. The stuff where you got the most Jeep into it, you got more of this game or lay around dogs that a lot of dogs that you couldn't use. A lot of game dogs, plugs,
Mm-hmm.
but they weren't serviceable.
Now my dog Bo had the Jeep in him, right? Heavy Jeep. Now that was his thing. He'll lay around. He'll lay around on your ass and play that come up on that face, that damn head area. He'll lay around, and that's that same shit you talking about right there. That damn it'll lay around. It'll play. It'll play. That's smart. What they consider being smart, you know. And that probably came from that Jeep stuff inside of him.
Yeah. I thought that when I kept my Jeep dogs, basically Jeep dogs,
Yeah,
I got better stuff.
yeah. Just
I
kept
kind of like them to I like them close to the Cardina shoulder dogs though. They done made some hell of a dogs. Even the Cadillac stuff, bred to the dead serious type stuff, they make monsters too, bro.
yeah,
But without the Jeep stuff.
yeah. Now we got salute the scratch line news in the building, but we got another scratch line in the building. Scratch line, who you is? I thought that was part of scratch line news, and I thought that was when you have a team or something, but I don't know. They got two scratch lines in there. I know scratch line news. Yes, sir. Salute to the other scratch line, wherever you from.
Yeah, they say Sack gave it up. Banjo Daddy stopped.
Our head said Banjo was bad to the bone.
Yeah, I was wondering around. Would you think he'd around Boogie Ball weight? You think him and he'd be Boogie Ball?
You talk to Boogie Boy from overseas?
Yeah,
That seemed to be a pretty nice sized dog right there.
I think Boogie Ball was light 30s too.
Damn, he was in the 30s.
Yeah,
Hey, that dog looked like he was like a heavy 40 at least a mid 40. I ain't seen it in so long though.
yeah, I ain't seen him in a long time too, but I think he was small too, bro.
That dog seemed to be a pretty bad dog. But hey, now Boogie Boy blood ain't got over here heavy like all the rest of them dogs is.
And not like the ship stuff.
We done seen more out of Boogie Boy than we seen out of Ship, but the Ship done got over here like the damn yellow stuff.
You take Banjo over Boogie Ball?
Who me?
I'm saying, that somebody, everybody say Banjo over Boogie Ball. Head specialist. You had to ride Banjo. I mean, Boogie Ball fucking head, but could you hold it?
Yeah, that Boogie Boy dog. Everybody seen that. That's out there for you to see it.
Boy, I can see them face to face, mouth to mouth, head to head, jaw to jaw,
Mm-hmm.
leg to leg. But boy, the first one get they ass in going into that fight wouldn't go long.
Damn,
We already seen what getting in Boogie Ball stifle wasn't about to stop him from getting in the yard.
damn. Now Chisholm 98 said the Banjo dogs had bigger bones that made them look big.
They did. I mean, they be a little bit old dog, be muscular, little muscle bound punk.
Hey, you know what they do with them dogs? Your big dog. He look heavy, but really he gonna make that same 30 some pounds that your 30 some pound dog gonna be, and he gonna be looking way bigger than your dog when he on him. You know what I'm saying? Because of the simple fact, like you say, he got big bones. He look like he about 50 pounds, and he making a 39 weight just because he got big bones and a big body structure. And he lost all that weight and he lost no strength at all. And he bigger than your dog. When he stretch out, he gonna look like a giant dog over your dog. Let's see. Jenny Lewis said, think, open your mind. What's the best cross to Banjo Midnight Cowboy? Nah, I don't. Midnight Cowboy, Jenny, you gotta talk to brother Supreme Excellence. He can tell you about the Midnight Cowboy. He running that stuff. It's quite a few brothers in the chat that can tell you about that Midnight Cowboy. I don't really know too much about it myself.
Shit, Skull or Maverick stuff, or
That'll go good with the Banjo Midnight Cowboy.
I'm trying to see if they made that cross already. Uh, I know they made the Midnight Cowboy stuff to the Frisco stuff. I seen them. For the banjo stuff, I've seen banjo stuff to the ball stuff, banjo stuff to the snooty stuff, banjo stuff to the red boy rascal stuff. I don't think
Yeah,
I ever seen that cross. I can't remember none of them, nobody crossing them like that. But it seemed like they got famous dogs off that cross.
mm-hmm. And one thing about it, man, if we don't know something about a dog, you can guarantee it, between us and the chat, we got every single somebody that represent every single bloodline out here. You know what I'm
So
saying?
I seen two people had two different kind of Midnight Cowboy stuff. I seen people had Midnight Cowboy stuff that broke their head basically. They was head riders. But all the other Midnight Cowboy stuff was more of a leg chest dogs. But
Mm.
some people dogs were built different than the shortest stuff.
That's the stuff they say they had the messed up body frames.
Yeah, the shortest stuff.
Yeah.
But other people that had Midnight Cowboy back in the days, dogs didn't look like that. The Cardinal Shorter dogs look like that. The
Mm.
Cardinal Shorter dogs look identical like the Midnight Cowboy dogs did. The Midnight Cowboy dog was perfect body structure dogs. You might get a lot of white ones every now and then.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this, being that we talk about the white stuff. Outside of the color and just knowing that the dogs will be just white in the color back then, do you think white dogs are less gamer than the colored dogs? Any dog of any color, brindle, black, or whatever. Why does people hate white so much? Is it because of just the color so light and it gets scarred up? Is that the reason why, or does it have anything to do with gameness? You think?
I've seen some dead game white dogs, especially down from the boomerang stuff like Pistol Line Kennel Space Ghost, one of the game dogs I've ever seen in my life. So I ain't gonna say it's because of the game thing. I just think we prejudice in some stuff.
Yeah,
And
just don't want a white dog or something.
yeah,
Or
well, I was always told more black than white. Those guys back in the day, if the dogs had more white on them than black, they get rid of those. They keep the ones with the more black on them.
yeah, yeah,
After Mike Thibodeau saying the same thing about the black dog. I just what,
yeah.
what the dog that beat Shorty Cowboy was all white. The bird dog, them white dogs.
Hey, the boys back then was more on the actual dog itself compared to now. So now the color white is more. It matters more to brothers because it's a selling thing. Back then it was a hunting thing. So brothers didn't really care as long as it got down to what it was supposed to be doing. They was gonna have it. That's why I say I think you see more white dogs in the 90s than you did in the very early or the early 2000s. It
They
was
sold,
white.
they sold better.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The white sales. I know they're not white sales.
Yeah, it'll sell. It'll sell. It'll sell. Mm, I I think it'll sell, but I think it'll sell. It depends because a lot of times the white dogs be the odd dogs. You know, when in your litter, you might have a red boy Jocko with a whole lot of white on it. That's the odd dog, so somebody might do grab it. Or Eli dog with a whole lot of white in it, and you might feel like that's a throwback dog, so you're gonna grab that one. Or a Carver dog with a whole lot of white in it, you're gonna feel like that's a throwback dog. And like folk down in the chat say Ed Crenshaw dogs, a lot of them was white back in the days.
Yeah, I see it look like bird dogs come from Delos.
Damn,
Polka dot, white polka dots, little bitty, small,
like up under the fur style, like them little spots that's on his skin.
rhubarb stuff.
What you said, JBo? You was mute. Something happened just now.
Okay, I seen a lot of white dogs and polka dot dogs and
Yeah, that's one thing. That white stuff be leading back to health problems, especially when you having solid dogs breeding with each other, or brindle dogs, black dogs, or whatever color dogs, and you get them white ones. A lot of times, the white dogs do lead back to health problems if they're not coming off of dogs that should throw white dogs. Cause we bred a brother and sister off of Sambo Daddy brother and sister. We bred them together, and that's a heavy red boy Jocko Jeep, and that we got one all white puppy off that litter. One all white red nose came up off that litter of two buckskin dogs, and that dog ended up dying. It, not saying it was because of health problems, but we didn't get a chance. We didn't get a chance to see what it actually did.
man, where the white come from?
Hey, it beats me, man. I tell you what. Now that we know these different little stories, see,
Oh, don't
shit.
hear that bullshit, man.
No, the Sambo granddaddy was Toe Jam.
Uh-huh.
Toe Jam was supposed to be off yellow, but now we found out, and we've been heard he was off AAA because Toe Jam was born in '94. Yellow died in '92. So, you know, and just the brothers to say, I seen one of the brothers in the chat earlier saying that Jeep bred real tight. I give you white stuff too. So when we bred Sambo Daddy, which was a heavy Jeep, Red Boy Jocko, more heavy on the Red Boy Jeep side, we bred her back to his little big sister that have been more heavy on the Red Boy Jeep side again, with a little bit of Jocko in it, coming through yellow. But that Jeep Red Boy was in the heavy, so that could have been what threw the white as well. Cause I seen one of the brothers say something about that Jeep Red Boy stuff will throw off some white. And the Red Boy dogs, of course the Red Boy dogs will throw the white stuff.
Yeah, I know a guy in Chicago got some deacon bred dogs. I think he got a little jackal stuff in him. He got a little something else in the dog, but he consistently get white dogs.
Mm.
They got a little shorty do wop stuff at the bottom of him. So he consistently get white dogs.
Oh yeah,
He got 10 puppies, 7 of them white.
damn. He producing white. He producing white litters. Brother Hams and Lionhead said he don't want no all black one either. Solid black. So hey,
They had to say Casper was white to say he down for some Eli Jr. stuff, huh? A fucking whole world, a whole nation of black dogs. But we was getting chocolate red nose dogs down from them dogs. From that Earl Jr. stuff.
yeah,
We was getting a lot of chocolate red nose dogs down from them dogs.
damn, damn.
Where the hell that come from?
I believe that black and do that dog got red? I believe that black will throw that chocolate when you breed it with certain colors. I don't, I'm not a scientist or nothing. I'm not no professional in that. I'm just guessing. Say you breed a black dog with
So,
a cream color or red nose color dog. I believe it could come out dark color, chocolate color.
almost I got a question. Some Jeep line, bred heavy through funny tails and hair. Say, bro, you was not lying, bro.
No, I had a red boy Jocko off of that Big John stuff that was bred tight, like no outs in it. The puppy came out fluffy, looked like a little like a fluffy dog. I was calling, asking the source, yo, you ever had a dog that come out looking like this, a fluffy dog? Because one of my partners gave me the dog as a breeding, thing for stud fee. So I'm looking at the dog. I'm talking about the dog 2 or 3 months old. The dog was fluffy. The tail was fluffy. The body was fluffy. The head was fluffy. Looked like the Belgian Malinois skin was way more tighter than the dog I had. But as that dog got 4 months old, 5 months old, the skin started tightening it up. By the time that dog was about 5 or 6, it was straight looking like a regular old cream buckskin red nose. And I think that just came from the heavy inbreeding. You know what I'm saying? Just the heavy inbreeding. Every now and then you get one what might be deformed. Instead of being deformed, that was just a genetic trait that just popped out. You know what I'm saying? It just, I would know not to go back that heavy next time with that particular dog. You know what I'm saying? Because of the simple fact, next time the whole litter might be like that and it might stay that way.
Yeah, you don't see the Rickets like you used to. You used to see the Rickets a lot of them dogs back then. You found them dogs there that they used to be fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
From our little tight ass breed.
Yep. Now most of the Rickets you see now just be coming from heavy dogs, bone, maybe some weak bones or whatever, but it ain't really from the inbreeding like you said.
No, I just for poor iron. Most of them need iron. I
Yep.
found the vitamin K good for that too. For dogs with the fucked up legs and shit.
Yeah.
I found vitamin K good for that.
Yeah. Oh man. Salute to the brothers in the chat. Let me see what y'all brothers talk about. Uncle Willie, I see you up in the house. I don't know how long you been up in there, but I was just peeping you out. Salute to you, fam. Salute to you. Let's see. Flip money. Big shouts out to Flip Money in the house. Yes, sir. I think I might be had one chocolate dog in my whole damn life. I haven't really had too many chocolate dogs. And matter of fact, I did have one dog that was kind of chocolate. It was coming down off of that Garner's Akuma stuff. We'll get into that sooner or later. We'll get into that.
Akuma.
Some of that stuff Garner got over there. The dog was a phenomenal looking dog. Now I'm not gonna lie, that motherfucker had a head on him, nice good muzzle, nice good long triangle shaped muzzle. He had muscles. He naturally built. He was an athletic dog. I mean, you couldn't ask for no better acting wise on the chain. He souped up all the time on the chain. But I mean, he proved to be the same old Frisco shit though.
I never heard of that stuff though.
Yeah, some of that new stuff that going on over there breeding. It's some brothers getting some great dogs off that stuff. I got
Frisco and what?
El Negro stuff.
Okay.
Now I had a partner that had a dog off El Negro back in the days. I took a dog that was off of Crazy Eyes and bust his ass. Bust his ass with that El Negro dog. It was about 30-some pounds. That El Negro stuff, I think, pretty good though. I think that stuff pretty good. At least I see a lot of people using it. Wise.
You seen any of the Hickory tea stuff?
Yeah, man. I got two Hickory tea dogs with Sambo. The third show with him, I got a Hickory tea dog. You know what I'm saying? And then I went on one of the dogs that came from Carolina Game Dogs, Hardwood. Go Google Carolina Game Dog Hardwood, and Bo got his ass. That's a dog directly off Hickory tea. Both dogs directly off Hickory tea.
Both of them are Brundle.
One of them was Bruno and one of them was brown with a black mask.
Mm-hmm.
The Hardwood dog was brown with a black mask, and the one we call him Tiger, he was Brundle. Now
go ahead.
We bred that damn Tiger dog, that Hickory tea dog. We bred him to a tab female we had directly off town, and they threw a little 30. I'm gonna give it 33, 34-pound dog, but that bitch was on fire. That she was like non-stop movement, and she came out Brundle with her ears standing up. So that would have made her Frisco Jeep dog. She was directly off.
That shit should have worked.
Yeah, her mama was directly off Taft, and her daddy was directly off Hickory. It was pretty straight, for a small dog. It would have been hard to find something her size. Nowadays, you might be able to find something her size, but back then, it was kind of hard to find something her size.
Oh yeah, it was big lane. It was big. It was big dog battle.
Now, one thing, Marvin Glover was asking about the tricolor dogs. I never really seen no tricolor dogs out of none of the stuff we've been running. I'm not going to even say never really. I never ever seen no tricolor dogs coming out the stuff we was running. Most of that stuff be like Eli, I think maybe. I don't know. Somehow or another, I believe that Eli, or at least a black dog, gonna be in there somewhere or another. Maybe some surreal stuff, because some of that stuff, that modern day surreal stuff, got them type of colors.
About the Huckleberry blood.
I don't know nothing about that dog. You know something about that dog?
No.
I'll look him up real quick. Champion Huckleberry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll look him up real quick. See what he coming on for.
John Lewis, Eli dogs don't be red nose.
Now let me ask you that. Now, what about the dogs like we always talk about the yellow traits and the yellow traits? What about the dogs like that Eli? And I'm telling you, I got a certain this is a pure Eli dog, but damn, it's a red nose. How y'all brothers feel about that? Or I telling you, I got a pure this dog, and it's the total opposite of what the dog actually was looking like. You know what I'm saying? Georgia.
I remember the first time I went to Florida house. My partner with him, he was trying to buy a dog from Florida. When we pull up in the yard, the sun was coming out, going to the back to see it was in the house. We pull up, they had two red-nosed dogs in the front, right up by the driveway. And the first thing he told us before we said hands, shook our hands, was, "Those dogs are not mine."
Mm.
They're supposed to have been off snake biter. He told us who they was for,
Yeah.
But he made sure he know. Are you he wanted us to ask nothing about the motherfuckers? He wanted us to know for sure that he had no fucking red no dogs on the yard. Didn't have not one on the yard.
Now
If
that
he had 100 dogs there, he did not have one on the yard, not even a puppy.
damn. Now that Georgia Thomas Huckleberry dog is a Fat Bill dog coming off of Fat Bill's Two Eyes.
Bolero.
And Fat Bill's are some shit. A Fat Bill dog coming off of Maverick, and Fat Bill's Ripper, and Fat Bill's Ripper coming off of Bolero, and Fat Bill's Two Eyes coming off of Mountain Man's Bandit, and Bolero. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, I wonder how far he go in them pedigrees, bro.
Shit. Just as far as the rest of them, just as far as the rest of them, Tom Garner and the rest of them.
7, 8 generations.
This dog right here, it just depends on how old the pedigree is I'm looking at. Because, see, I'm looking at this dog, and this probably be a dog that died way back in the damn early 2000s. So that'll make, if he had any offspring off this dog, we start going into the offspring, that's when you go back to that brother Fat Bill in the damn 8th generation, the 10th generation. You know what I'm saying? Because this dog right here. Go ahead.
I see some dogs that ain't nothing but fucking Dixie Line or Fat Bill. No pedigree with nobody else's name in it.
I mean, this dog right here is pretty much a pure Fat Bill dog. Got a little Boudreaux in it, the Maverick dog. But other than that, everything else in it says Fat Bill, the Mountain Man Bandit dog. I mean, that's what Two Eyes off of. So, shit.
I tell you, I seen some of that stuff that he was selling out them fucking magazines, and if that man could sell you that caliber fucking dog, out of the goddamn magazine. I sure hate to be standing in front of one of them son bitches when he came to the box.
I feel you on that. And one thing, man, them brothers back then, they got hold of that real Chinaman stuff. Like y'all brothers, I'm not sure if the Chinaman been heavy down there where you was at, but I never really got hold to the Chinaman stuff like how them brothers got hold to it because they was a little older. But them boys got hold to that real deal Carver stuff and that real deal Chinaman stuff, and that was kind of a different experience for brothers in the dog game as well. You know, like we had a yellow experience. That stuff right there, man, had been a good experience getting them dogs directly off Mountain Man Bandit, directly off Maverick, directly off Boudreaux's Eli. You know what I'm saying? You getting a whole different kind of dog. No matter what the story is behind these dogs, you still got a whole different kind of dog than what you're getting right now. As far as the makeup and the way they act, it just seems that way. You know, I could be wrong. Could be
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah, they had different levels because goddamn this dog wasn't nothing like the church front dog or just the South Louisiana dog. You know, them Texas dogs.
Yeah.
That was home of the fast. I mean, real fast dog, real hard mouth, real. Everybody got money, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everybody got money. You can buy what you want. You got to go through that process. Like half of us go through the process, and then you're right
Yeah.
there by the border. You know, they're mixing them dogs. Man, they had some.
You went out on us, JBo. You went out on us just now.
Oh yeah, I said some of
I,
them bad, and most of them dogs didn't come out of Texas.
damn.
They didn't need to. The state was so big. There were so many people. Then the border right there. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
they probably
Hey,
got more badass dogs that we don't know about right there, bro.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Brother Al here said it's impossible to have anything pure off a dog these days. I believe you about right. You know what I'm saying? Most time when we say pure, you know what we're talking about nowadays? You know, just having that particular kennel name and the whole pedigree. You know, half
Yeah,
the time, you know, it ain't even a pure dog. You know, just like you said, it's impossible to have anything pure. It's just most
mm-hmm.
of the time when we saying pure, we're gonna say a pure arrowhead dog. Uh Arrowhead name and the whole damn pedigree.
Yeah,
Not no Arrowhead could be running Jeep, Eli, damn whatever he's running, but you just see all Arrowhead, you know what I'm saying? And whatever dogs he known for running, you know, you'll pretty much think that you know, that's whatever lines he's running. And I think that's where I know, like a lot of times when I say something pure, I might be talking about just the kennel name before I actually say we talk about the dogs. Because you're right, a lot of these dogs, I mean, it's impossible these days. You know, it's impossible.
it always been impossible. It's impossible then. Cause as soon as you look at somebody's dog, somebody else's name right behind them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hey, you know what? Oh, you know anything about Wild Side's Genghis Khan? We own a guy. We was owned. He Genghis Khan. He was owned by a guy out of Michigan. Now I'm gonna tell you about this here, brother Jonathan Johnson. You want to know about the Genghis Khan stuff? I ran through that shit too. Now the Genghis Khan stuff, I'm gonna tell you like this here. I took a Genghis Khan dog and I went out there. I conditioned it for a brother. He had a Genghis Khan dog, you know, and I conditioned it for the brother. And I went out there and I bust a red boy Jocko dog ass in about 15, 20 minutes with a Genghis Khan dog, you know. But then that like I told y'all, that brother had that Genghis Khan dog and he wanted some smoke with me later on down the line. So I went back into the Genghis Khan dog, and I took him out with the red boy Jocko stuff. But I will say, I only beat that dog with ease because the man didn't know how to handle him. He didn't know how to condition. He brought him to the thing all small. That same Genghis Khan dog, I know for a fact I could take that dog and I could have made him to at least a champion. You know what I'm saying? That dog was a damn good dog. You know, I can't say nothing bad about him. That's the only one I ever. He was a good producer too. That dog, he wasn't even whole all the way Genghis Khan. He had like Genghis Khan maybe 2 times in him. But that dog was a good producer. Everything he produced was damn near like him, at least, But they would stop. They would stop. I beat a couple of them, a couple of his sons coming down off that Genghis Khan stuff. Uh, but I mean, hey, great hard mouth bulldogs. I tell you that. The ones I seen they was. I'm talking about they put some mouth down.
Man, then he said the last
The one I
all
had.
her dogs
Go ahead.
ran over 3 years with her name on it.
What she said?
All her dogs is a family for over 30 years, with only her name on it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey,
Oh, that's
that's what.
something to be proud of.
Huh?
Something to be proud of.
Hey, I tell you what now. That's what we're talking about when we're saying pure. Because brothers will see that all your dogs got your name on it for the last 30 years, and they'll think like you breeding one dog when you can have 12 different bloodlines on your yard. And just because your name is all through that pedigree, brothers will think all them dogs off the same stuff. Like Tom Garner. They'll say a pure Tom Garner dog. But Tom Garner got so many different kind of dogs. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, yeah.
Yeah, bro. That's man. I ain't know many ladies in dogs. You know many women that was in dogs. I maybe knew 2.
I love to talk to you, Jenny, and to see what your opinion is about dogs. Jenny, I want to ask you what you think the most what most women is um uh when I say what's the stereotype on women and bulldogs? What's the biggest stereotype for women and bulldogs? You can answer that, since you're a woman or any of my other women out there. When it comes to us men, what's the biggest stereotype? Now, if you're a fake man, Jenny Lewis in that page and talking like a woman, then hey, it is what it is. But if you're a woman, you can answer that.
You about to get cursed out this Saturday.
Hey, we love to talk. We ain't talked to no women up here yet with the pit bulls, man. And like you can see, you don't have to put your name up there. You don't have to put your face up there. No nothing. Just hear your voice and hear what you got to say about the dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Say I won't be disrespected. You know you don't be disrespected. You know how niggas is. Nigga disrespectful. The first thing a nigga think a woman don't know nothing. Then you figure she can't know nothing. You know how we is. You know how the community is.
Yep. Yep. I love to hear it from a woman's voice. We'll probably hear some more stuff we ain't never heard again.
Yeah. I ain't know but one woman that was in the dogs, and she had a grand champion. I know another lady was in dogs, but the old man was in jail. She just was a real one. But I ain't know no ladies in the dogs. I know people used to be with their husbands and stuff. But this a straight up dog woman, I hadn't seen with one. And she was a motherfucker, bro.
Yeah.
I still clap for her, bro. She handled her own dog. She worked her own dog. She the one that worked Show the Cowboy for a third. The LT Show the Cowboy.
Yeah.
That woman worked that dog. How about that?
Yeah.
And she was also the owner of Trio Hills Grand Champion Bull. She beat the Deacon. She beat Carl Mills. She beat Black Falls. She beat On Fire Kennels. She beat Mark Triller. And she beat Pistol Line.
Yeah. And like I said, a little while ago, probably a year or so ago, man, them women, shit, they ain't getting railroad out here in them dogs. They ain't out here making all these bad moves. They ain't doing none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? The women, they ain't, the women kind of staying strong with the dogs. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the dogs and the situations we going through now, 2023. You don't really. You don't really hear too much bad, no paper peddling from the women from back in the days. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they did, they kept it silent. And the women still the ones that's bulldogging, they still keeping it silent. They ain't worrying about it. You don't hear nothing about none of them women nowhere. You got your little stories you hear about in the sporting dog journals about this and that or whatever, but I'm talking for the most part.
Hammond, Louisiana. You don't know her name, my friend. That ain't that full for me. Maybe hours, maybe I listen an hour, 35, 40 minutes. And a lot of Jenkins dogs that way. Hammond.
Yeah. Now we bought a when we bought a yellow dog off of Champion Fatty as a puppy. We went to this lady house and she had a few dogs in the yard and she told us that dog was Kobe. My homeboy bought a black dog from her. She told us it was Kobe. Now we don't know. We didn't get no papers off the dog. The dog was black, but I ain't gonna lie, the dog was kind of ill now. But the dog didn't end up staying around too long. We kept him for a while, they ended up selling. But the dog was ill. And we know we got him from a dog lady. I think back in the days, it was more game dog ladies than back than now. You know what I'm saying? At least the ones that was getting dirty back then. You know, and times change right now, so you got to go with the flow or whatever. With the times. Hey,
Yeah.
you think Stoppanato was a bulldog, JBo? That's what Bonton asked.
I tell you what, that picture of him sure look like a motherfucking American Bulldog.
Hey, that's the markings of an American bulldog. Right now, if you breed an
Yeah,
American
bro.
bulldog, that's the markings of
Yeah,
one.
bro. Talk to your listen to your boy station Mr. Bull. What your boy name is? Mr. Bulldog or I am Mr. Bulldog.
That shit damn sure look like a damn bulldog.
Yeah, he got some interesting. He talk about that. That shit kind of interesting too. It made me say,
Hmm. Hey,
I think that's the name of the station. Master all Bulldogs. That's him. Check it out and go to that what he talking about. He raised some interesting shit.
talk master ball bulldogs.
Yeah, when he throw the that subject right there,
Yeah,
he kind of
yeah. Man, hey, man, imagine me. I wish I could get Master Ball Bulldog up here for a damn interview. Master Ball Bulldog, let me get you up here, big dog. Let's talk about a little bit of dogs one night, man. Damn. Shit.
yeah. I know that got Bulldogs want to talk Bulldogs.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, he said yeah, that's who he talking about. And that's interesting what he said though. He got some. He make you listen though. And looking at that picture in their head on it, I know people that got stomping out stuff, heavy stomping out stuff. They don't look nothing like that, but they still carry that color, that red and white color.
Yeah.
They carry that red, you know. Every
Yeah.
now and then they get the red and white.
Now, Uncle Willie said Miss Graves was a bad lady.
Miss Graves, I heard of that name, bro.
Oh yeah, you heard of it. That's the lady Tant was getting the dogs from to sell to the black folk.
Okay, that's why I said I heard that name. I said I've been hearing that name for a minute. She was bad.
They said she was bad. That's what Uncle Willie said. Say Miss Graves was a bad lady.
So he actually was getting you fucking match dogs from this woman that
They just weren't the ones directly that was coming off his stuff, or coming directly when he needed to sell a dog. If he didn't have it, he can get some off of that.
I hope she was making no money, bro. I hope he wasn't fucking her, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Green Teen say he heard Katie Marlowe was bad as Tat.
Yeah, I exclude her name, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And she in history, you know.
Mhm, mhm.
But I ain't never heard none of that. I ain't never heard of she condition and handle her own dogs and stuff. I never really heard the Katie Marlowe story. I knew she got a hell of a story.
Yeah. I bet she do. I'll let her get up here and do an interview.
Oh, I know she got a hell of a story.
I'll let her get an interview from her. It don't gotta be no. We ain't gotta be talking about no pedigrees and that. Just talking about some old dogs that she had. You know.
The love for the dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A pig picking. Bro. So you ever been to something like that?
Nah, I ain't never been to no pig pickings.
What we call a pig picking them? A barbecue?
Not like no major dog setup where all the
Cookout?
dog man came. Mm-mm.
Yeah, not from other places. No, we used to have a fucking party like that every time we won, lose, or draw.
Yeah, that's how you supposed to do it. That's how you supposed to do it.
Yeah, don't let me whoop you and take your little money, boys. You pay by my house, you can ready to get on the street.
Yeah.
Nigga around there drunk as a punk, I'm telling you. Nigga
Mm-hmm.
around there partying off you.
Yeah.
Boy, that shit used to be fun, dog. I ain't lying. It was fun. It was fun when you lost.
Mm-hmm.
It hurt for a while. You get drove all the way back home. Nigga talk about the bad.
Yeah, that drive home was hell.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to lose again tomorrow. I got work to do, goddamn it. First of all, whoever at my house is killing that nigga got to go.
Yeah.
And then there be a time like that, dog. All of us had to be half-ass crazy to do what we were doing, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A bunch of sick people putting in their love, you know.
Yep. You right about that. Right about that, bro.
You got a chance to fight any white dudes?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were basically white or black in your area, or you went towards the white crowd, or you stayed in the hood.
Well, shit, I told you I got ups on a big giant dog already.
I'm talking about who you rather go into.
Oh, shit. I ain't gonna lie. Shit. Uh, it ain't
I
really
said
matter. It ain't really matter.
shit.
It ain't really matter, man.
Yeah. We lived down this way like that. We had to kind of. They looked down upon us when we went into each other. You know, they called that shit. You know what they called it? That's that
Mm-hmm.
off the chain shit. They wouldn't recognize our fucking match reports. They wouldn't recognize our match reports, bro.
Damn.
You damn near had to go into some white dudes, you know. It could be somebody 14 years old, be white, they put that motherfucker in the A section of the fucking journal.
He on that. Damn.
Yeah, bro. It was fun though, a lot of competition. You get a chance to fight many white dudes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna pad your ass together.
Who
And
that?
they don't get together and whoop your ass.
Damn. Salute Hacksaw Kennels in the building. Salute Hacksaw Kennels in the building. Salute the Hacksaw Kennel in the building. Yeah, man. One thing about it, brothers and sisters know that when we talk about these dogs, all this stuff is historical stuff. Me and JBo both, we talk about stuff from the '90s and stuff like that. And the people that we mentioning about that stuff is all from the '90s and '80s. Some of them don't even got dogs. Some of them not even living no more. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you never seen Pelican Bay Canines get my young brothers up here on the channel and try to talk about any kind of dog stuff like that, because common sense will tell any person that if you're number 20 years old, then you can't talk about the stuff that we can talk about. Or if you're 25 years old, you cannot get up here and talk about the stuff that we can talk about. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it just benefits to be old. You know, you call us old, but sometimes it's benefit to be old. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're not trying to do the same things no more. You know, uh, it just is what it is, I guess. Hey, Katie produced some great dogs. Kalingo Kennel say Katie produced some great dogs, just like Carver, no matter what the peds say. Yeah, you're right about that, because her dogs is damn sure in the history books when it comes to these dogs. And these dogs' pedigrees right now today. And I tell you what, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather have a dog off her stuff, you know what I'm saying, than some of that stuff that we've been hearing about. Brother Donovan say, when we gonna start teaching hands-on how to raise these dogs? Hey man, we trying, man. We trying. I mean, hey, hands-on. Only way we can do it hands-on if we be either on a video. You shoot us your YouTube page, and we gonna promote your page, and we gonna promote these pages, JBo page, and whoever else page, and we gonna learn how to raise these dogs, man. You might can't get it all from one page, but you take a little bit from each page, and you'll learn how to raise a damn dog. You'll learn how to raise one. Take a little bit, you know, just a little bit, just a little bit. Now, Donovan say he asking for the younger crowd. You know what I'm saying? And Donovan, I always ask for a lot of input from my younger brothers, man, because you want the input from the younger brothers, and to know who you're talking to. It's good to know if you're talking to a person this age and that age, because I don't need to be talking to you like this when you don't even know the basics of a dog. You know what I'm saying? I need to know I'm talking to a youngster. That way I know you don't know certain things. I know how to talk to you with it. You know what I'm saying? They bring you in to where you can understand it better. If I don't know who I'm talking to, I'm talking to a 50-year-old, then I'm talking to you on an advanced level. You know what I'm saying? Advanced in the dog wise. Certain things you should know already and certain things. So that's the bad part about talking to brothers in the chat, really, because you don't really know how old brothers be. You know what I'm saying? And you just have to try to talk to everybody at once and hope everybody can pick up your message at one time. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Jenny Lewis say most of the old timers don't have the original blood anymore. Hey, you kind of right. But I know some old schoolers still hanging on that thing, hanging on like a rope on the end of the ledge. They won't let it go. They won't let it go, and it's that old school stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hey, when you know them brothers got that old school stuff, it don't make no difference what it is. Eli, G, Red Boy Jocko, Bolio. If you know they've been breeding it since back in the days, and you particularly connected with them brothers, and you know they've been breeding that stuff, hey, you better rock what you know when it's original. The stuff that you know that it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Hey, you say most people blind. You right. And stick to what you know. You right, Jenny. You right. I can't say nothing about that. But one thing I know, you gotta have a lot of money to want to lose. Once you find out what's winning back then, as it's kind of, if JBo found something that just took his damn life away when 30 years ago, and then now 25 years ago, nothing made it change. You know what I'm saying? And you still that stuff still working, still got the same amount of intensity in it. I mean, shit, you ain't got to go out. You only going out just to make somebody else happy. Shit, it's about winning. It's about winning or making that pedigree look good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Flip Money say the 80s and the 90s and 2001 was great, honestly. You right about that, Flip Money. You right about that, big dog. That was the golden era of the dogs. Yes, sir. Hey, I want to send a big salute out to the chat, man. I appreciate y'all coming out tonight, man. And hit that like button before y'all get up out of here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't hit it yet. You know what I'm saying? JBo, you want to leave the chat out with something before we get up out of here tonight, man?
Hey, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, man. Shout out to Pelican Bay. Shout out to Pro. Pro, get at me, man. I've been calling you, man.
Man, I sent that nigga a link. I sent him the link earlier.
Come on with me tomorrow.
Who you calling, me or Pro?
Both of y'all.
Oh, yeah, I fuck with you, though. I'm coming up.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to Samurai. Shout out to what y'all boys doing over there. Y'all have a good and blessed night, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And before y'all get up out of here, man, y'all remember, the Gas and Gold's Demon is a 2-time winner in the Digital Dog Show for this year. Until next year, somebody better get their weight up. Somebody better step their game up. You know what I'm saying? Somebody better step their game up because Gas and Gold Demon, they locked it down 2 years in a row. And now we got to see who's going to step up for the next Digital Dog Show, man. Y'all stay legal out there. Y'all stay safe out there. PBK9's giving it the way I always give it. Salute to the brother Unknown that was on the show at the beginning. PBK9.